Well, welcome. Let me take care of a bit of business here. And let's see here. Content. And live. Well, welcome. Let me take care of a bit of business here. Oh. And let's see here. Content. Okay, we got rid of that. Sorry about that. And let's see here. We want to go save. And here, customization, live chat replay, save. All right. Here. Edit. Here. Save. All right, we're back up and running. Let me see if we can I can pop this out. Pop out chat. We'll see if it stays out. Down with this. And open that up. All right. Welcome to Stunt Hangars twice weekly hangouts. I'm going to work on this while we wait for people to come in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the fiberglassing while I wait. Down here, nothing. Just if you want to come in and join us, you got to go to at the bench. The link is posted. I believe. Let me check here. Oh, here comes Gary. Yes, so it's posted. Hey, Gary.
Hi. Looking good, looking good.
Yeah, it's almost finished.
Yeah.
Wonder where Junior's at.
I don't know.
Usually he's right in.
Yeah.
I can't believe
I figure they'll be here.
we haven't seen Dennis at a mission in a while.
Yeah.
I guess,
Well,
I guess he got mad. I don't know. Mad at what? I don't know, but
maybe he's just busy. Holidays and stuff.
yeah, them scissors are worthless. Use razor blade. I had a pair of scissors. They've disappeared off the planet.
Yeah, they have a tendency to do that.
Had a phone call today from a guy in Eugene, Oregon, who's supposed to join us tonight.
Oh, that's good.
The bummer I don't have a big enough workshop that I can get. I never, I don't know what the deal is. Anytime you have a bench, they're always cluttered.
Amen. I know that fact. Yeah, you get it all cleaned up and get started, and pretty soon it's right back where it was.
Useless. Let's see, is that enough for two? No, just one. I need another one. Where'd the cow? There was a guy asking about model airplane supplies. Well, this fiberglass came from Wick's Aircraft. You know, that's where I get my stuff from. I get it from
Yeah,
different places. Wick's Aircraft, Amazon has a lot of stuff, eBay. He was saying that he couldn't find no supplies. Well, he ain't looking very hard.
yeah. You just have to Google it, and they'll come up.
And this is a good deal on this. I think this was about 20 or $25 for 3 yards of half-ounce cloth.
Half ounce.
Maybe it was three-quarter. I don't know. Three-quarter, maybe. Now, you're probably not going to get it on a roll if you have to order it and have it shipped because it'd be pretty expensive to send this roll.
Yeah,
But hell, even if they folded it up and put it in the bag, it's plenty good. Okay, this is the cow. And we got plenty there. This is the nose. Do it like that. Well, come on, guys, get in here.
Yeah.
I did post that link. You got it off Stunt Hangar, right?
Yes, forgot it. Yep.
Okay.
It's there.
I guess maybe people just lose an interest in this or don't like me or whatever.
Well, no, it's probably
They wait to come on till
Adam
I'm
Snapper.
when I'm signing off.
And we're scattered out all over the place. So
Yeah.
everybody's got different times.
I had a guy send me a message. Here comes Joe Gilbert. I know him by his name's iPad. Of course, it could be Phil too. I, yeah, Joe Gilbert.
Yep.
Hello, Roberto.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, what you going on, guys?
Working
Let's
on
get
my airplane.
Good for you. Have you flown that one behind you yet?
Yeah, one flight.
Good.
Engine wasn't running very good, so
Uh,
it'll be all right.
there's always issues, something to deal with.
I got.
So is it? Go ahead.
Go ahead. I
Is
got
that the
several
same wing? Is that the same wing?
Yeah. Well, same wing, only built up.
Yep, instead of foam.
Yeah,
Do you think the foam cost you about 3 ounces?
at least.
At least, huh?
Yeah. Of course, I didn't use my best wood in that airplane. I'm figuring the way this airplane sits right now, it's at 29 ounces, as is right here. There's 20 ounces of hardware, motor, prop, spinner,
Absolutely right.
tank, 20 ounces. So that's 49 ounces plus minimum of 6
For
is,
paint.
yeah, minimum of 6 is 55.
Even if you're 10,
Right.
you're still 60. And
Right.
you can do it under 10 if you're easily under 10. You don't have to put 10. You know how to do all that.
Oh yeah. Come up with a name for it today. One of the guys was watching it and
Joe's plane.
no.
Oh.
Let's see. Bryce says, good afternoon. Just got back in time to watch the show. 3-hour drive back home from the range. Extra half hour due to traffic. William Tepper. Univar is a good supply source. Whatever that is. Anyhow, the name of this airplane so far is the Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Yeah.
My very first stunt ship I built was a Buccaneer, I think 560 or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
And I called it the Wannabe. It's a wannabe stunt ship.
That's Alan Brickhouse design.
I think it was, yeah. I called it the Wannabe. I broke the wing. I'm hard on stuff.
I don't think you could break my airplane.
If I fought for a couple, 3 years, and I might. I'm hard on wings. I ask a lot of them. You put a spruce in it. I know. I think I broke wings on 11 or 12 airplanes, Robert, flying them. Not ever crashed them, just broke wings,
Yeah.
flying to death.
My airplanes are engineered, you know.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you could do it.
Maybe not.
I know you can't pull my bell crank out.
Well, not normally.
Never.
The
The
bell
line
crank, the line might break first, huh?
the lines would definitely break before the belt. You figure I got 38 thousandths, 100-pound test fishing leader for lead outs. I got the bell crank that's suspended in a motor mount block through spruce or through what is that, basswood,
Right.
up through the wing with an 1/8 inch piece of aircraft ply top and bottom on top of the wing that's backed up to the motor mount. That ply
Right.
touching the motor mount. So you'd have to pull it through the motor mount.
Right. But I've had them. The wings I broke have always broke at the inboard, outboard, well, the fuselage touches them. They get oil soaked and they bend and bend and bend and bend and bend. I think I've flown the wings off 11 airplanes. It didn't happen in 100 flights. It was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flights. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And I have had a humongous, the belt crank came out of it. That old girl vibrated so bad that piece of wire worked its way through the plywood and came out the top and then bent over. Of course, you lost everything, you know. It vibrated out through the plywood. It shook so bad. But that's an old shaking motor.
I was watching a video just before we come on, and it reminded me of the flight that you took me on.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, but that was a bad video. They crashed the airplane.
Oh, that's really bad. I don't want to crash.
No, it was some type of business jet, you know, and
Is that right?
Yeah, twin engine business jet. I can't remember what it was. And the pilot took his friend for a flight, and you know, very similar situation to when you took me flying. And the guy said, "Well, this guy was rated for a Cessna or whatever." He said, "Well, you fly the airplane." So he let his friend fly the airplane, and he didn't know about power management. And they were talking to the control tower, and they were on the final approach, and they I don't know, somehow the engines oversped, and they pulled the throttle back, and it hit the detent, and that killed the engines. You know,
Oh no!
Fuel off. There's a detent. You're not supposed to go back that far.
I think all that sounds bad.
So it killed the engines, and they couldn't get them restarted. So they jerked around, and they got one restarted. So that airplane would fly on one engine. But the electrical system ran on the other engine, and it wouldn't allow the gear to come down.
Oh.
So they ended up with the nose wheel coming down, but no mains coming down. So they're telling this guy, you know, about the nose wheel. He says, "Go around," which is ridiculous. I'd have pulled up the gear and landed on his belly. They said, "Go around." And remember, this airplane is it's a Mayday flight. And they get coming lined back up, coming in with this engine situation. They're jerking around trying to get the engine restarted. The NTSB got the flight recorder. I'd have to go back and get the exact film that was, but anyway, the airplane ran short and it crashed into a house.
Oh my gosh!
So the pilot and the friend were both killed, but the other four in the back lived through it.
Man, what are you doing letting somebody fly an airplane that's not qualified with people on board? That whole thing gets out of hand. It's happened.
And that sounds.
It happens.
Santa Claus, what are you bringing me for Christmas?
Lump of coal.
I
Yeah.
have a
Oh,
Reese cup.
I
A
don't
lump
know what
of
he wants
coal?
for Christmas.
He wants Super Tigers all the time. That's what he wants. Super Tiger stickers.
Probably with the Gardner pistons and liners, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
And the heads. Gotta have the heads.
Give me a road jet, Santa Claus.
You want a road jet
Heck
with a
that
Gardner
stupid-
piston
Give
liner?
me a road jet.
How about you, Gary?
I don't.
How's your Santa Claus gigs going? You've been pretty busy?
Oh man, I've been busy.
Is that
I've
right?
been doing this for about 7 years, and I think the word got out this year. So I just got called for a Christmas Eve one with a parade and the whole bit. So
Well, good.
and I start working Christmas Eve day at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I won't get done until about 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Well, make hay while you can. The opportunity is not every day.
You got that right. Yeah. How about you guys? What are you guys up to?
Same shit, different day.
Building model
Really?
airplanes and flying real ones.
There you go.
Yeah.
What a life there, Joe.
It is.
Man, you're retired now, right?
Oh, yeah, I retired. I
Oh,
flew the Chipmunk Monday. See, Tuesday and Wednesday. No, Wednesday and Thursday flew the Chipmunk. I've been building some tutors. Blanchard gave me a couple of tutor kits and I only had one set of plans. He said, build
Right.
them for the grandkids. So I built the first one, then I'm building the second one now for
Those
the
are good little
grandkids to
airplanes.
kill. I've never flown a tutor. I don't know nothing about them, but
It'll
this little
surprise you.
airplane.
It'll surprise you for
Well,
I had a McCoy 35 on the one I had, and that thing was awesome.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Well, I've been for the last couple of days. I've been working on the tandem twin. I've been doing a few make a few changes on it. I think it looks better now. I went to a more elliptical type of wing shape. It's a modified elliptical, and changed the wingtips and that on the horizontal stabilizer and elevator and the rudder. And let's see what else. I'm using Warren Truss ribs on it, so I've got it up if you guys want to see it, or should we wait?
We can wait a minute till more people show up.
Yeah,
There'll be more people coming, I hope.
yeah.
We've been doing lots of going to the kids stuff, and it's all good. Life's good for us.
Yeah,
Colleen's headed
Yeah.
to the shoot right now to make some kind of waffles on a stick to give away from church. Got the Christmas shoot. You ought to check out Sapulpa, Oklahoma Christmas shoot. It's quite a deal.
oh yeah,
Oh, it's unbelievable. That little town's really stepped up. Just look it up. Sapulpa, Oklahoma
Okay.
Christmas shoot. It's pretty cool. What is it? 4 blocks long? 4 blocks long.
wow.
It's really neat.
Overhead Christmas.
Overhead Christmas decorations on both sides. They shut the street down for 4 or 5 blocks. You put
Wow.
overhead red iron up and hang wires and decorations and Santa Claus is up.
Well, that sounds
It-
cool.
it's pretty cool. It's
We
pretty
got
cool.
Santa
That is-
Claus right here.
We do. We got one at Sapulpa too.
Well, I'm a little concerned that particular thing that happened in near Germany, southern Germany.
Wasn't that terrible? Oh my word.
Yeah, well, I've got friends that are on that dang tour, and
Oh my.
hoping that they're okay.
That's unbelievable what that happened there. My goodness.
What happened?
A car drove through like the Christmas shoot. They had the street shut down and it's full of people. And he just drove his car going pretty
Oh, boy.
fast. I don't know how fast, but it killed 2 people and knocked over lots more.
Killed 11 people.
It killed 11 now. They've upped it, huh?
Yeah,
My goodness.
When this
Unbelievable.
happened?
I'm
Did
just
he-
hoping my friend is okay. Him and his wife were on that tour. So
I think
Did it
it's
happen
today
today?
sometime. I think today sometime.
yeah, they were talking about it this morning. So happened.
Bob, your friend Mike, or is it Mike or Mark, he called me and he's going to come in tonight supposedly.
Mark Romanowitz.
From Oregon, Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, Mike Sillen, I think his name is. Yeah, nice guy.
Mark. So I've
I'm
been
getting
taking
there.
orders. What do you want for Christmas, Bob?
What's that?
I've been taking orders. What do you want for Christmas?
I want my legs back. I want my
You want your
legs
legs
back. My
back?
legs are in a lot of pain right now.
Oh gosh.
Oh, we got another option.
I went shopping yesterday and I went to 3 stores and I was in the back of a Best Buy. We're going to buy a new TV. I was in the back of a Best Buy and I got to the back and I couldn't move my legs. I couldn't walk. I mean, literally couldn't walk. I had to
Oh
rest
my
for a few
goodness.
minutes and then I hobbled out of the store and got home.
Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
You know, that happened to Jimmy Rhodes. He spent like 6 weeks in the hospital.
Jeez.
It was some nerve blockage or something in his, tailbone hip area.
It's called stenosis.
That's it. Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, so we know you want a new pair of legs.
I want a new pair of legs.
You and
New pair
Lieutenant
of
Dan.
legs. How about-
Me and Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan. Yeah.
Lieutenant
How
Dan,
about you,
got
Mark?
new legs. You got new legs.
That's right.
Hey, I heard a good story if you want to hear about 3 old men.
Well, we got 5 old men here. 6.
Okay. Well, these 3 guys have been friends for a long time. They're getting up in their years and they meet at the park and they're sitting at a bench. And eventually they talk about what we all talk about, their health. And the first guy says, I don't know about you guys, but when I need to make a number one, it takes me forever. It just dribbles out. It takes me forever just to do a number one. He said, fortunately, number two comes out pretty easily. But boy, number one is a real problem for me. So the second guy says, well, I got to tell you something. For me, number one is like a garden hose. There's just no problem, at all. But I'm lucky if I do number two, once a week. He said I could sit on that thing all day long and nothing happens. So number three guy says, well, listen, I don't want to brag, but let me tell you about me. 7 o'clock every morning, almost to the minute. My number one is like a fire hose. It could knock people over. And he says, number two, it's like an avalanche. Just everything in the world comes out and I just feel so much better. And that's at 7:30. It's like clockwork. 7 o'clock, number one, 7:30, number two. So the guy said to him, man, you got life right where you want it. And the guy says, well, not necessarily. I don't get out of bed till 9.
There may be a problem.
There may be a
that's-
problem. Yeah.
And all you viewing out there, I
That's
hope you
it.
enjoyed that.
Okay, I'm muting. I'm done.
Oh, shoot. I heard a bunch, but I can't tell them on.
Yeah, we all have those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I do have the duck joke. I do like the duck joke. I think I've told it here. So, but if I haven't, anybody want to hear the duck joke?
Don't think so.
Yeah.
You want to tell it, so
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to tell it now. These 3 guys died. They were good friends. They all died on the same day in the same car accident. And they went up to heaven and they come to St. Peter's, the golden doors of heaven. St. Peter's looking at him and he says, well, you guys did all right. You're welcome in here, but he said, I've got to give you one warning. God really loves his ducks. There's ducks all over the place in here. And he said, whatever you do, don't step on a duck because it really makes him angry. So they said, okay, they went on in and things were going good for about a week. And all of a sudden, they met every day. They met every day for lunch. And after about a week or so, one of them came in and he had this ugly woman. She had a bracelet, what do you call it? Handcuffed to his right hand. She was uglier than sin. She could stop a Mack truck. And he said, "What happened to you?" And he said, "Well, I found out what happens when you step on a duck." So they all commiserated with him, you know. And about a week later, they're sitting there. The guy's got his girlfriend chained up to him, and the other. Anyway, here comes one of them, and he comes up, and he's handcuffed to another really ugly woman. She's even worse than the first one. And he said, "What happened to you?" And he said, "I stepped on a duck." So a couple of weeks went by, and it stayed that way. And all of a sudden, they looked out here, and here comes the last guy, and he's handcuffed to the most beautiful woman you ever saw. She is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you know, you'd die on purpose just if you knew you were going to be handcuffed to this lady. They all looked at him and they says, "What happened to you?" And he said, he just kind of hung his head. The gal spoke up. She said, "I don't know what happened to him, but I stepped on a duck."
Did what?
She stepped on the duck.
We all get one joke. What? You all get one.
Okay.
I got a good one, but I got to clean it up a little bit. I heard it from Rick Campbell. I can clean it up. Guy goes outside his door, and on the sidewalk, there's get his newspaper, and he gets the newspaper and he turns around. He looks up on the roof of his house. There's a gorilla. And he doesn't know what to do. You know, I think John's heard this because he's laughing. He sees a gorilla, so he goes inside and he looks in the takes a chance. And he looks in the phone book. You know, the Yellow Pages. This was a while ago. Yellow Pages. Looks at the Yellow Pages and he looks under, you know, gorilla removal. And sure enough, there's the guy who does gorilla removal. So he calls him. The guy says, "I'll be right over." Guy comes over and he's in a van. He shows up and he says, "Yeah, you got a gorilla, all right." He says, "I'll get it." He opens the van. He pulls out a ladder. Pulls out a baseball bat. He pulls out a dog comes running out, and he pulls out this big cage, and he pulls out a shotgun. And the guy looks at him. He says, "You sure you know what you're doing?" He says, "Yeah, I've been doing this for years. It works every time." He says, "Well, explain it to me." He says, "Well, I take the ladder and I put it up against the house, and I climb up the roof with the baseball bat, and I swing the baseball bat and I knock the gorilla off the roof."
Hang on a second. Go ahead. Go ahead, not you.
I knocked the gorilla off the roof. And he says, and the dog is trained to run over and grab the gorilla in the worst possible place. That's how I'll clean it up. In the worst possible place.
No.
And then I come down and I put the cage over the gorilla and I take him away. Guy says, "Yeah, I understand that. That's all makes sense. But what's the shotgun for?" He says, "That's for you. In case the gorilla knocks me off the roof, you shoot the dog."
Oh man.
Get you.
Blame Rick Campbell for that one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. Well, I on the tandem twin I've been working on, you know, I named it 2 for the show. And I thought, oh, shucks, I could make a series out of this. Like a single engine could be 1 for the money. Then there's 2 for the show. There's 3 to get ready. That'll be 2 on booms at the front and 1 pusher in the middle. All right. And the last one would be 4 engines, pusher tenders, quads on the wing. No.
I'm thinking of B-29. I'm thinking of B-29.
John, have you ever seen
I'm thinking it's going to be too heavy to get off the ground.
John, have you ever seen the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you keep thinking, Butch. That's what you're good at.
Oh man.
That's good.
I think you got like a book. I think there's a little bit too much tinfoil in your hat.
You think so?
You got to turn 90. Rotate 90.
Me?
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm saying 4 to get ready. You got to get a B-17 or a B-29 or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it could be a DC-3 or 4.
That's only got 2 in. Oh, DC-4 work.
Or it could be a Lockheed Electra. I mean, what the heck? A
I
Constellation.
mean, if you're gonna go fancy, just go
Triple
electro.
tail. Triple
Yeah.
tail
Yeah.
Constellation.
Yeah.
There you go.
How many
Fork
people?
tail, there
How
you
many
go.
people here? How many people here have flown on a Constellation?
I've seen them. I've seen them when I was taking off, but I've never flown on one.
I've flown
I
on-
have. It's my first flight on an airplane.
Yeah, but you're old.
Oh my.
Were they cool?
You're old.
Was it a cool ride? I mean, that's what I want to know. Or was it noisy?
It was really noisy. I flew from Athens, Georgia to Atlanta on a DC-3, and the pilot let me sit in the co-pilot seat.
Oh yeah.
Part of the trip. Do that today.
Yeah.
And then we got to Atlanta. I flew to Tampa. It's for my grandparents were down there, and my mother and I flew down to visit with them on a Constellation. It was pretty cool. 1950.
They used a Constellation for a short
58.
hop like that?
No,
Wow.
58.
that's a long ways.
I figure Mark went over to Vietnam on a Ford Tri-Motor.
Oh. Ooh.
Hey, Sparky, that's only for the generals. I went by boat.
Of
And I gotta
course,
tell you, I was
Of course.
tired of rowing, yeah.
That reminds me of the
Oh,
old
Lord.
joke. I just flew in from New York, and boy, my arms tired.
Tired, yeah.
that's funny.
Oh,
Well, there's a lot of
Lord.
airplane talk here.
Yeah. Good gracious
Oh
alive.
well, it's a holiday season. What the heck?
It is.
There you
Man,
go.
I've been busy. My goodness.
Well, sure, you got all those presents to deliver.
Oh yeah. Well, the bad thing is I have to make these appearances, and then I still have to wrap them all and feed the reindeers. You know, and I mean that's what
Gotta
happened
make
last.
'em.
Who
Huh?
shovels the poop?
That's Mrs. Claus. I
The guy that doesn't,
I got a good one.
the guy that doesn't get up till 9 o'clock in the morning, he shovels the poop.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a
mercy.
feeling I'm in a lot of trouble.
Oh, I forgot I was going. Wait a minute. Hold on, man. Be right back.
I slept late this morning. I guess I'm in a lot of trouble. Oh me.
Bobby, you got any photos you could show?
I got millions of photos. I've been putting a lot of photos up onto the control line.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook control line enthusiast boards. I finally went over to the dark side. I think I mentioned it last week that my son had taken a picture of me on my birthday. We went flying together. He took a picture of me changing the battery in the twin, and he sent it to Rick Campbell. And Rick posted it on a Facebook page, saying, everybody say happy birthday to Bob. So somebody called me up and said, hey, you're on Facebook. And I said, well, I don't have Facebook. But they said, you got a lot of people wishing you happy birthday. So I signed up. And it's like a new toy. I'm like overdosing on it, sort of.
Yeah, but you're getting a lot of
Easy.
people.
It's easy to do, Bob.
You're creating a new.
Here we
persona.
go.
Oh,
Yeah.
There, I feel a little better.
Is it
There
9
you
o'clock?
There you go.
Well, when you want
Don't
to
pack.
talk about flying, I tell you, you ever try to do a slow roll in a sleigh?
Figure eight's tough too.
Yeah.
Well, with all those reindeer, you could do point rolls.
oh,
Oh.
oh dear. Well, no.
Yeah, so I've been posting a lot of photos on the enthusiast page, and it's been pretty good. I posted one of my dad with an airplane he built, a static display airplane, half covered and half uncovered to show the structure, and he built it for a shoe company for a promotion. This is back around 1929, 1930, someplace in there. And I
Wow.
posted that, and it's got over 1.6 thousand likes, which
Wow.
shocked me.
See, the bad thing about Facebook is in a year from now, when you go back, you won't be able to find them. They'll be gone.
Well, that's okay. You know,
Hell, you'll probably be gone.
yeah. It don't
Could
matter.
happen. I ain't
No,
met
you'll be-
anybody yet
you'll
that
be
knew what
around.
their expiration date was.
It's
You'll
not
be
stamped on you nowhere.
It's all
No.
good.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
on Christmas Eve, if you get sick, you know who can take your place?
Who?
Easter Bunny, because he knows that everybody's, all the kids and everything.
That's
So
right.
he
Yeah,
knows.
that's,
He,
yeah, he doesn't look good in the hat, you know.
Well, neither do you.
Oh, boo hiss.
You walked into that one.
Oh, gee.
Oh, Lord.
I've been,
Oh,
you know, I
Lord.
forgot how quick this guy can be.
Here's your
when he-
handcuffs. Here's your handcuffs.
Yeah, here's your duck.
Oh, Lord.
I got to tell one more joke, and this is a political joke, but it doesn't. You can tell it any way you want to tell it either way. Okay, guy dies and goes to the pearly gates, and they go through the indoctrination room, and in the indoctrination room, there's like millions of clocks, but they're all moving at different rates of speed. So the guy says to St. Peter, he says, "What's with the clocks?" He says, "Well, everybody who dies, everybody on Earth has a clock assigned to them." And the speed at which the arms move indicates how much of a sinner they are on earth. The faster it moves, the more of a sinner. Look at Mother Teresa's clock; it's hardly moved at all. And he says, well, "Where's Hillary Clinton's clock?" He says, "Oh, we use that for a ceiling fan."
I like that one.
Sorry, Sparky, it's a little political, but that's all right.
It don't bother me at all. I never was the whiner on Stunt Hangar.
Oh, boy.
Good grief.
Ah.
So,
Stuff.
Bob, what you building?
At the moment, I'm not building really anything. I haven't been. My shop's got cobwebs in it because I haven't really been up to building. My legs have really been bothering me bad, and I've been kind of vegging. I got to get out of that mode and get back to doing something. It's not going to hurt me any worse in the shop than it does anywhere else. So,
Yeah, that's kind of where I got that's kind of the idea I got with my leg. It's my back. It's been bothering me a lot the last few weeks. Something up under my arm. I don't know what it is, but the thing I move wrong and it hits you like a big guy gut punched you under the arm. But I don't know. My wife put a TENS unit on me this morning. I thought I was gonna either go to heaven or hell right quick because it hurt like I couldn't believe. And
watch out for the ducks.
yeah,
Yeah.
really. Yeah, really. I didn't catch all that joke. I'm gonna have to watch the replay and try to catch that joke.
Don't tell
Being
them.
as it was one of John's, got to watch that. But anyway, I'm trying to get mine set up where I can get down there and get some stuff finished. I can't paint, but I've got some other stuff I can do. So just clean up and get it set up and ready because I've got 2 airplanes I want to build next year that are bigger and more complicated than anything I've built in a while.
What are those?
I'm thinking about building I really don't want to say because I know Buddy's listening, but anyway, Bud Light laser, get Atkinson's laser. And the other one is I've built before. It's the Stunt Fire, except do it electric. Stunt Fire originally had a Tiger 60 in it. I saw the real one at Randy Smith's place, and I always liked it.
What was
It
the
doesn't
guy's
really
name?
look. Do
Who
what?
designed that? Who designed the fire? Was it
I don't know.
Mark Feynman or somebody? Or
I can't remember.
I don't know the
I've
name.
got the article. I've got the plans upstairs, and I got the article in the basement. But anyway,
the light airplane?
yeah, it's
You have
real
the
light.
plans
Builds
for
like a
the,
Gillis kit. I
Do you have
built
the
one
plans
once
for the
before.
laser?
Do what?
Do you have the plans already for the laser?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I've got those. I started out to build the profile. I was going to build a profile laser. And I set out to build it, and I got to looking at the thing, and I said, I have always liked the full scale laser. I got a friend that lives about 40 miles from here that has a real laser, and I can't get in the full thing. Even back when I was flying, I couldn't get in the full thing, and that was 30 years ago.
You got to be a chimpanzee to get in it, Phil.
I'm telling you.
You won't
I
be able to
couldn't
get
get
in the
in.
model either.
No, but hopefully I can fly the model. I can't fly. I couldn't do anything with the real one. You can't believe how small that airplane really is.
Yeah, I
You
can.
got to crawl on the wing and get in the cockpit and not break nothing, and it's made
Yeah.
for chimpanzees.
I used to go up and watch Leo working his up at Sussex Airport.
I'm telling you, that's you've seen the real one then.
Oh yeah,
This
sure.
This is the same airplane, and it was built in the same place Leo's was. In fact, it's three after Leo's, but it's golly molly, little bitty airplane with a great big motor for that airframe, and just a really neat airplane. Anyway, I went out and watched him, went to an air show, and somebody didn't show up. And he asked me, saw me in the crowd with a camera taking pictures, and asked me would I come over and give him a hand. I said, sure, Milt, I'll be glad to. So I went over and helped him with fueling it. And my job really was to make sure nothing spilled on the airframe. If it did, get it cleaned up real quick. So we got it all fueled up and oiled up. I didn't realize how much oil those motors use in an aerobatic pattern or whatever. And in a show. But we got it all up. We got it up. We got him in the air, and he went and flew the thing and came back and landed it. And that little bird was hot. That little motor gets hot, but it was a lot of fun getting to get up close and personal, because I met Patty Wagstaff. I met I'd already met him before and flown with him, but oh God, what's his name? The Christian Eagle, Mr. Christian. I forgot his first name, but anyway.
Tom Poberesny,
When he
Charlie
makes-
Hilliard, or Gene Soucy, one of the three.
The guy that designed it,
Oh, the design. I don't know who designed it.
Mr. Christian.
Yeah, I don't know him.
The guy that designed the Christian Eagle. He's got one. He lived in Memphis, Tennessee, because I was over to see my buddy, and we were talking about Christian Eagles, and he says, well, would you like to see one? I said, sure. So he got on the phone, called somebody, and said, come on, let's go for a ride. We were out at the airport, and I'm looking at a full-scale Christian Eagle in the Eagle paint scheme. Beautiful thing. And this great big man walks up behind me, and I turned around and it's Mr. Christian. He said, well, don't just stand there, get in the full thing. We can't ride it and stand on the ground. So I just, I about melted. So I got in the back, I got in the front seat of the thing, because he flies it from the back seat. He is not a small man. That's the reason the Christian Eagle came to be, because he couldn't fit comfortably in a pit special. So anyway, took me for a ride in this thing, and he didn't do anything crazy. No crazier than a Lumshavak, but that's a hell of an airplane. I can tell you.
Point of order, though, it's not Christian Eagle, it's Kristen Eagle.
Well, I can't say that right, but anyway.
It's T-E-N, Kristen Eagle.
Yeah. But
Just say
anyway,
Christian
he's quite a gentleman, and I enjoyed that immensely. But we had a good time, and then I went went back to his place, and he got me interested in doing the Ray Bearcat, and that's how I got into doing the Ray Bearcat. Is that trip kind of convinced me that I was going to do one. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun with modelers showing me real planes, and real plane guys showing me models over the years. So I still never got to Bob's place. I want to get up and see Mecca. One of these days, one of these years, I'm going to get up there and see Mecca one time. We're coming through the model Mecca.
That's not Mecca, it's Mesa. It's Mesa.
Whatever. I want to see the model shop. I want to see them. I'm gonna bet you.
Speaking of flying with people who are famous in famous airplanes, I got a chance to go fly. I used to hang out with Bud Davison. Anybody know who he is?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bud was a model airplane flyer, a guitar. used to play with Buffy St. Marie, and
Wow.
good friends with CF Chris Martin, or Martin Guitar, and he has several Model 1 number ones Martin guitars because he did promotional work. Anyway, he's quite a pilot. He was the editor of Air Progress and Flying, I believe.
Flying,
Right?
flying
Flying.
for decades.
And
decades.
was air-to-air photography shots. He was a great photographer.
Mhm.
He's still alive. And he lived in Sparta, New Jersey, and where Lou Wolgast lived, and I lived over in Newton, and that was about 7 miles away. We used to meet once or twice a month for lunch, and I'd say, "Hi, bud, what's new?" And then I'd sit there for an hour and a half as he'd regale me with stories about Chuck Yeager and Patty Wagstaff and just on and on and on. And he had a Pitts S2A that he owned with a guy named Rune Arledge, who worked for ABC.
Oh yeah.
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 He was
Rune
sportscaster.
Arledge,
Yeah.
Sportscaster.
And he kept it over at Andover Aeroflex Airport, where we called that the carrier because there was a lake at either end of the runway. So if you missed, you're going to the water.
Yeah.
So he invited me over for a ride in the S2, and it has, as Joe knows, it has the toggle seat belts. You don't pull them up, pull down.
Ratchet.
Yeah.
You ratchet yourself in that baby.
Ratchet it down.
Ratchet down. Yeah.
Front seat, and he starts ratcheting, and it's getting pretty tight. And I say, "How far are you going with this?" He says, "When I hear a bone break, I do 3 more clicks." Then he puts the cap on me. Of course, he's in the back in the canopy thing, and I'm out in the open. And he looks at me. He says, "Okay, Hunt." He always called me Hunt. He said, "Okay, Hunt." He says, "If I say get out, don't say what, because I'll be gone."
He loved his spit special.
And we went up, and when we landed, those seatbelts were loose. And he tossed it all. And he tossed it. He gave it to me. He said, "Here, take it. Do anything you ever wanted to do." I said, "But I don't want to hurt your toy here." He says, "Hunt, you'll black out long before you hurt my toy. Now get to it." So that was awful, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I flew in an extra 300 one time with a guy, and every time he pulled G's, I ratcheted that sucker tighter. Because the cushion, you do that. Oh,
You do. You do. You don't
ratchet
think
it
you
every time
think
you
it's
pull posse G's, ratchet it down some more. When
Yeah.
you do outside maneuvers, it hurts.
just think-
It ain't uncomfortable. It hurts to do outside maneuvers.
Yeah.
It
you
hurts.
think you've got that belt as tight as you can stand it and possibly still breathe. And as soon as they go inverted, you start
One of my
pulling that
buddies had
puppy some more.
a 450 horse Stearman fuel injected.
Yeah.
And we went out and did airbags. He was flying. I was in the front of that rascal. And he pulled the nose. He looped and rolled and cubidate and snapped. And then he picked the nose up and started down. I said, "Oh, crap. Oh, crap." We talked about doing an outside loop. So about right here, I decided I'd hang on to that seat and hold my buttocks in the seat. Look, you cannot hold yourself in the seat in the outside loop. Your feet are banging off the dash and your butt's coming out. You look out the wires, and that one set of wires is just flopping. The other's tight, bullet tight. I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, there's the rip cord. If the seat breaks and pull out, you okay, I got this." And about right here, you realize you're probably not going to meet Jesus today.
Well, I tell you what, when we landed, the first thing Jim Lynch asked me was, didn't ask me, he asked Mr. Kristen. He says, "How many times did he throw up?"
That guy's first name was Frank, right?
I wish I could
I
remember.
think
but
that's
I
kind of
have no
right,
memory.
Sparky. I think you're right.
I think that's right, but it
I do
seems
too.
like it
I
was.
think that's right.
And Kristen.
I just kept calling him Mr. Christian, because I figured anybody that had me that close to meeting Jesus, I better, talk nice to him.
Did you know
Show him
when you bought
Show
that
him the
kit,
reverence he deserved.
when you
Excuse
bought
me,
that
go ahead.
kit, you had to sign a contract that you'd put the bird paint job on it.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know
I'll be
that?
darned.
Yeah.
No,
When
I
you
didn't know
bought
that.
that kit, you had to sign a contract. You could do a black bird or a yellow bird or a blue bird, but had to have the bird paint job. That's part of the deal.
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Did not know that. But I tell you one thing, it's an unmistakable airplane, and you ever ride one once, and you'll think, I either never want to get near one of those again, or I love it. Let's go again. When can we
That's
go
the
again?
only airplane I ever flew that I lost control of.
Wow.
Outside snaps. Bam, bam. oh crap! Went from
Well, that little
160 mile an
canopy-
hour to
That
70
little
miles an
canopy's
hour.
right there.
There was the dirt, and I just neutralized it and it caught. I said, okay, I ain't doing that no more.
Chris McMillan had one.
Yeah.
He had pit specials too, I know.
Yeah.
I didn't
Good
like it
gracious.
because in the back seat, you had to look past the big boy in the front to see the gauges. Not that you need them
Yeah.
too bad anyhow, but I don't know.
There's a guy here that's with Charlotte Club that has one. I cannot think of his name, but I'm bad with names anyway. But he's got one, and Will Davis has ridden in it. In fact, Will
Oh,
Davis
that-
has.
Yes,
Scott.
Scott's
Scott.
his name. That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
He was looking
But
for a
he's,
195 last time I talked to him.
I tell you what,
Scott
they showed me the.
Scott was well trained. T6s. His daddy, he flew airplanes since he's a child like me, but he flew more cool airplanes. I didn't get to fly all the pit specials, the Stemmer's, and all that stuff till I was a grown man. But Daddy bought a Bucher, the Youngmeister, the single place Youngmeister with the Simmons round engine, and he wouldn't let Scott fly it. And Scott had a pit special. So Scott flew his pit special back over to see Dad land the airport and said, come on, Dad, go fly the pits. And Dad flew the pits and come back and says, you can go fly the Youngman. It'll be okay. That pitch was way harder to fly than the Youngman. But Scott's the Youngman is undoubtedly the nicest flying airplane he's ever flown in his life, bar none. Bar none.
Well, I've never ridden in one of those, but I can
No,
tell you
it's
this.
single place. It's a single place.
If you can, the hardest thing in the world to do in a biplane that's a aerobat, like the Eagle or the Pit Special S2, is straight and level and just hold it still. Because that airplane don't want to go straight and level. It wants to do something
You got to fly it all the time. It's on a
all
pencil.
the time.
Yeah.
You don't relax in one of those.
Trouble flying level.
You,
All turns and rolls that gave me a problem. You know.
I
Hey,
didn't have
Joe,
any
did
trouble
your buddy
doing
ever let
anything,
you
but-
fly his P-51?
No, well, in the back seat. I
No.
flew it in the back seat a lot, but not in the landed. I never landed or took it off.
Do you know who Eddie Mailer was?
I do not.
Heard the name, but I don't know who he is.
He used to fly the PJ Joyceland's PJ 300.
PJ? He flew a PJ?
He flew a PJ 300. He killed it. Got killed in it. He used to
Oh
work for.
my goodness.
You know, I grew up at an airport. You know, my dad managed the Doylestown Airport, and Eddie worked for us. And he had an AT-6 Texan. He used to fly with him in the Texan all the time.
Oh man, that's nice.
And those seatbelts were made for a man. And when he put me in the back and pulled that seatbelt all the way down, there was still about 4 inches between the seatbelt and my lap. He went, hold on.
Yeah, you better hold on.
T6s, I've never landed or taken them off, but I've flown them a lot in formations in the air. They're
Yeah.
nice flying. The nicest flying airplane I ever flew is probably a North American T-28. That's the nicest flying airplane. That and the extra 300.
The
That's
old
the two
washing
nicest
machine.
flying.
Trojan, right? The T-28 Trojan.
Yep, that's a nice flying airplane.
That's what they call a washing machine, isn't it?
I don't know that.
Because they have-
I know.
That was the way the pistons fired it.
Oh,
Had its own
it
beat.
had a ride engine that had the exhaust 3 on one side and 5 on the other or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Made
that's
a,
why they call it
Whatever.
washing.
Hangar.
But
The only
They
one
fly-
the only
they're
big
flying
one I
nice.
ever got, the only big one, especially twin I ever got to fly was a DC-3. And we come in over Winston Airport. He says, all right, land it. So I chopped the power, and I figured, everything I've ever flown, you chop the power, it comes down. Not a DC-3. It thinks it's a glider.
Been on an hour.
You leave the power on and fly that thing down. It's
I had
a
an
heck of an airplane.
opportunity to fly with the Six of Diamonds air show team in a practice session back in the 80s. It was the 50th anniversary of the AT-6 Texan, and we did a theme issue where we had a control line scale AT-6. We did a little history piece, and then I called up these guys that flew the at Sussex Air Show and other air shows. They had a AT-6 air show team. And the guy says, yeah, come on down. You can take pictures and everything. He says, we're going to go for a practice trip. You want to go with us? I said, so we went up and did everything, the sunburst, or what do they call it, the stuff. Did all that stuff, rolls and loops. And it was great. And then all of a sudden, we're going into Sussex Airport to refuel. We come out of Blairstown. We're going into Sussex to refuel. And all of a sudden, his seat goes right to the bottom of the canopy.
Oh, crap.
They're on two slides, and they got
Uh-huh.
a little cam lock, and it broke, and it went right to the bottom. He couldn't see out the front. He had to push himself up with his feet, so he couldn't get on the rudder pedals and look out over the sill and aileron the thing in to line up to the runway. And then when he had it lined up, he dropped down to the bottom so he could get on the rudders and just looked over the sill to keep it straight. So we got down and went over to the pumps, and I said to him, I said, "No, were we in any danger?" He said, "Well, we lost an airplane and a pilot like that a couple of years ago.
That's a bad deal.
I think you maybe better fix this seat thing, you know?"
The pans got watered out. Yeah.
Drop right to the bottom.
Joe, what wasn't that a profile AT6 that you did so well with?
Yeah, that was a Hutchison design one. Yeah. Hutchison design.
Yeah.
He was a crew chief on that airplane when he was a child in Minneapolis or Minnesota. That paint job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
an
I'll
18
buy the T6 and we can all fly it, but y'all got to buy all the gas and all the maintenance.
Forget it.
It's not that bad to annual.
No,
And
not
then-
the annual. It's the 35 gallons an hour and the 17-gallon oil changes and all that stuff. Wing boats got to be changed. You can't fly them for free, man. They cost a lot of money
Yeah.
to keep up, you know.
I could say something here that wouldn't be very popular, but I could say something here.
I wonder how much it costs to maintain the propeller on that thing.
I don't
Because
know.
that prop is hitting supersonic.
It's just
so
an
you
old
know it's
Hamilton standard.
The prop is
Well-
in supersonic. The air coming off the tips is accelerated to supersonic.
Oh, is that what it is?
Prop's not
Well,
in.
it sure makes a wild sound.
The vortex is off the prop, goes supersonic.
Oh, okay.
Hot picture, and you take it off, that is a buzz.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had 10 of those prop assemblies that I got from disposal over in the Philippines. And when I sold some, the guys were telling me that they had only been dressed one time. And so this was just all stuff left over from the war. It was pretty cool. And I had 23 crankshafts and stuff. So
All that stuff's gone now. Ed,
Yeah.
it's all gone.
yeah,
Those-
the guy that
the
does radial
props-
engines, I sold most of my stuff to him that
Those
overhauls
old
them.
props just wear out. They get too thin and too narrow.
Yep.
They just wear out. The metal goes away whether you know it or not. It just does. It's hard to find a full length T6 prop anymore. There are not very many full length. And there's rules on that, how much they can take off and how thick they are at the tip and they get thicker.
Yep.
Everything's a rule. There's rules on all that.
Well, they got the guy that lives near here has the P-51 Obsession. And he told me what he spent to service the propeller on Obsession. I couldn't afford the maintenance on the prop, let alone the
No, you
airplane.
can't afford. No. What's a prop overhaul cost on a Mustang? $27,000, Ed? I don't know.
It was-
ain't
it
gonna
was
be
more
cheap.
than that.
Oh,
It's going to be
I said-
ridiculous.
been a long
He's-
time.
38,000 is what he said he spent getting that.
Yeah, I
prop
don't doubt
done,
that.
pulled and serviced and now
Well-
that's shipping it to wherever it was done
Yeah,
and
that,
shipping
that's
it back too.
that's
I
not a
don't
bad
doubt-
price depending on how long ago.
I don't doubt though. But
That's
Ike's was
probably
off
been
3
5
years
years.
ago. We took Ike's off and he had it overhauled, put it back on and took it off the next year because it wasn't quite right. It's a half a day job to get the prop off the airplane, y'all.
That's what he said.
Four people have a day
$38,000 and
job.
it wasn't right.
40-some
He had to ta-
$40,000?
Yeah.
That's about what you glow guys pay for fuel every year, isn't it?
No, not quite that much.
No, it's our glow plug build. It's about that high.
Like a little.
A Mustang,
You know, I can
any of those
remember-
World War II airplanes, man, that's big money, y'all. That you got to have money in the mailbox to have one of them.
Well, I knew a
Mailbox
guy that
money.
knew a guy that had a P-38. Just flew it for pleasure, no guns, no nothing on it. Took it to air shows and all that stuff. But he said, you take that thing out and fly it for 8 hours. Each one of those motors would drink enough oil. He said, you don't burn enough gas in a year to pay my oil bill for 8 hours.
Wow.
It could burn a gallon of gas an hour each side. Easy gallon an hour. Easy.
He said it was more than that. He says, now my engines probably need rebuilding.
Yeah,
But he was saying
I
it was like,
I helped
Huh?
a guy on a B-25 and I was asking him about oil leaks and stuff. And he says, well, when it gets past about 3 gallons an hour, I start looking for leaks.
Wow.
That's what he
Per
was saying,
engine. I was
3
like, oh, geez.
That's
he
a
was saying
two R
3.5 gallons
2000.
an hour each.
That's an R2000. That's a lot of motor.
Hey,
That
I
little
got
Allison motor.
a kit that maybe none of you have ever seen. Maybe Bob has, but maybe
Show us.
Yeah.
this was given to me by a member of Philly Flyers, and apparently this guy cut 6 of these. And the deal was he gave it to me free. He said, as long as you build it, or if you give it to someone else, but please don't sell it on eBay or anything. So here's the front. See if you can see it.
You control gas.
Wait a
Okay,
minute.
and it's for a twin 19 to 29. And I don't know if you'd be able to see this, but
Hold on. Let me.
Control gas model kit B. Or is that the code for?
1929 for inch B.
it's a B26.
Wow.
Oh, really?
And
Wow,
then
Douglas. Douglas or Martin?
cool.
Douglas or
And all
Martin?
kinds of plans, but I want to show you the inside. It reminds me of some of the kits that Polks used to sell.
Bunch of blocks.
Those Eureka kits, remember
Well,
those?
no, I'll show
Eureka.
you. Just get
It's
this
a little
thing.
higher there.
There you go. See if I can keep it in here.
Oh, spun
Oh, my
cowlings.
goodness.
Spun
Wow.
cow.
Well, most of you guys, this will make no sense at all, but that kind of reminds me of a Royal kit.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
You ever build
Is
a
it a
Royal
Martin
kit? You
or
open
a
it up, it's just a
Douglas?
whole bunch
And
of balsa.
But it's got
Some of the
spun
Japanese
Okay,
kits.
it's got everything is pretty well cut,
Eureka kits, the Eureka kits.
including
Eureka was another one.
the
That's
Oh,
good.
wow.
Wow.
Banner
So,
wheels looks like.
Banner wheels and everything.
Wasn't it?
formers.
My gosh.
Is it a Martin or the Douglas?
Let's see.
Square wingtips or round?
I'm getting there. Let's see. The
I got
tips.
a L for it.
Wait a minute, I'm getting there. It's got all kinds of sheets. Oh, here
Yeah,
we
it
go.
does.
It's the
You
Martin.
got your,
Formers were round, Joe.
it's got to be
Well,
a
they-
Martin then. It's got to be
they
a
call
Martin
it-
B26.
They call it an invader.
Oh, that's the
Yeah,
B.
that's the
That's a
way.
Douglas. Invader's a
It's a
Douglas.
Douglas.
I bet those round were the cowlings, Bobby.
Yeah.
It should be a square looking fuselage. Yeah, that's a the Douglas, the square wingtip.
Yeah.
Invader. Yeah.
Yep.
If you can see that.
Daddy was crew chief on those in Japan when he was in the service. They pulled banners with them for the Navy to shoot at.
With Bob's help, I was thinking maybe.
Yeah, forget it.
It'll never stunt.
That much.
Build it for scale and have a nice day.
Two
Yeah.
electric, yeah.
Woo.
Well, I bought a top flight Bearcat the other day for just that, building a scale plane one day. I'm gonna have a profile, a classic, a modern, and a scale Bearcat. Maybe one day. That's the intent, but we'll see.
Wow.
It's got a little wing. Is that the little bitty wing one? The one that's built, is it the big Brodak one or the little one built for carrier? You know, Phil?
I can't remember.
The profile one, they had a profile one that J Roberts or somebody like that designed. And it was a aircraft carrier one. There's a 26 tail right there.
There you go.
There, yeah.
Sure is. That plane looks like a
The Chief.
chief with, yeah,
Chief.
early chief. Look at that.
That's
Crazy.
George Lieb Jr. Very
Oh my
famous
goodness.
George Lee. I've heard that name.
back in the 40s and 50s. And that's at Millville Airport.
Looks
see,
like
the
a
George Lee,
fencing behind the
George
wing.
Lee, you know, is probably done something else. The George Lee I know was a DJ.
Not George Lee, George Lieb. L-I-
Lieb. Okay.
Lieb.
Okay. I knew George Lee or no George Lee.
Don't I get credit for coming up with a picture of a
That's cool. You did
That
good.
is.
You did good. I
You-
cannot
you-
believe Bob's got the dangest memory of any man his age I've ever met.
Who does?
Bob is
You.
always Bob has always loved tails.
No, we
Fish
won't, we
ones
won't go
mainly.
there.
Fish tails.
How's
If
your,
you get a free duck.
That's what I meant.
how's your hamburger?
Oh, Lord.
You know,
Oh,
Mark, the hamburger thing has been a constant theme with us. If you think about it, it goes back quite a ways with the hamburger thing, you know.
Hey, I love you, man. You know that.
you guys are too many.
I joke.
It
Oh,
wouldn't
my
be
goodness.
boring.
No.
No, never be
Life's
boring.
too good to be mad all the time. Be happy and have fun.
That's it. Anyone building anything?
Man, I build airplanes every day.
Sparky's building looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just building profiles for the kids to kill. Blanchard gave me
building
a
in my
couple tutor
mind.
kits, and I built one of those and got it finished. The other one's coming along too. Then
How do they
I
feel,
got
Joe?
I want an ARF Nobler at El Dorado, so I put that together with modern linkages. That sucker, a dumb old Nobler will fly, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucker, a pretty good airplane.
Put good controls in it and a good motor on it. It's a darn good flying airplane.
It is.
Airplane?
Whoa. Say again, Bob.
What airplane?
Nobler.
ARF Nobler.
A Nobler. Oh, yeah.
ARF Nobler. And I put different controls and bell cranks and all that.
ARF Nobler.
I
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I got way more. I got more elevator than flaps by design. My first one I flew and I wore the back elevator hole wore out. So I moved it up a hole. And I thought,
It flew
holy
better.
crap, we should have done this all the time.
Well, we do now.
Flew better.
But I didn't know that in 2004. Wore the sucker out in a couple of years and moved it up and then had to retrim it. Oh my gosh, this is really better. Isn't that something?
Mhm.
We don't know what we don't know. And
Yeah,
there's
that's
still
the truth.
stuff. There's still stuff Bob knows that I don't know.
And there's stuff that none of us knows that we'll ever know.
Yeah. You know
Stunt's
what,
really
Bob's-
easy.
Only thing you get by learning more is to learn how much you don't know.
That's
Yeah. You know what
Yeah.
Bob's favorite saying is, don't you?
uh-uh.
He says, I know, but I won't tell you.
Will tell you.
That's all I want to know.
Stunt's easy.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is give it up, down, or neutral. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
Like flying a rock on a string.
Oh, Lord.
Jonathan, you got an airplane?
Yeah, just you're talking about what are we building at the moment. I'm sort of in a bit of hiatus. I'm just getting ready to build something, but probably the next one will be a what do you call it? The clown thing, you know, the biplane, the bislob. I'll probably build one of
Bicycle.
those.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I got this thing fixed up and ready for the motor again.
Oh,
Tony,
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
profile Tony, and
Nice job.
I've been,
Nice looking.
I finally got the bloody thing to fly right, and then I smashed it up.
Oh, no.
Oh,
So I've just rebuilt it, covered it with silk because I wanted it to be reasonably robust, and that's got foam ribs in it, about 4 mil foam ribs. Yeah, and she looks the part, so hopefully it'll fly as well as I was getting it to fly. And we'll see. But I'm just wondering if the Fox 25 I've got's going to be enough grunt for it. I've got a Magnum 28, which might be a bit too powerful for it, and I've got an old ASP, which hasn't had more than about 3 flights on it, 21. But I don't know much about the engine. They look like they're fairly high revving.
Put that
Yeah.
Merkel 49 on it. There's no such thing as too much power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll pull the beers out of it. No?
Hey, Jonathan, when's your nationals?
Oh, they're in about. We go down to Wellington on the 28th, and I'll be judging on the 29th and 30, and then I'm going to fly on the 1st in the stunt scale.
Do me a favor.
That's all coming up then, right?
Yeah,
John,
yeah. It's not far away. It's only a couple of weeks away. We had a fly last night, a couple of us actually. Bit of a practice, practiced our routines.
do me a favor
Yeah.
when you're national, John. Say hello to Joe Parisi and Rosemary for me.
Yeah.
You know Joe and Rosemary?
In New Zealand.
Oh, you're in New Zealand. That's right. You're not
Yeah,
Australia. That's right.
yeah. I was going to say,
Never mind.
two names to me. Yeah. No, I won't be judging the F2B. I'll be judging what we call sportsman and classic.
Gotcha.
Be judging those two. One or both. Probably both.
Well, say hello to Gerald because then, I want to make sure he knows we're thinking about him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a busy man. Yeah, he's good. He's they, as I say, their farm got flattened by that tropical storm we had over a year ago now, Tropical Gabriel, and made a real mess of their place. Plus, he had a lot of stuff to catch up with anyway. But I think I told you guys a month or two ago, he finally got around to sawing up the last tree that got pushed over in the storm. And so he's been very busy. But the boys have been flying, and he's been coming to competitions, and the boys have been coming. We had the stunt comps, Auckland stunt comps, about 3 weeks ago. Flew in a gale, and the rain was coming and going, and it was pretty exciting stuff. Pretty demanding for the pilots. Pretty demanding.
Yeah, the
But
rent
yeah,
cycle's not too.
Hey?
Go ahead. I said I've flown in those. The rent cycle's not too bad, but that agitation cycle's a real son of a gun.
Yeah. So what do you guys got coming up? I suppose you're sort of staring winter in the face, aren't you? In some parts
Oh,
you
yeah.
won't be able to fly, some parts you will be, depending where you are. I mean, some parts of your country are winterless, aren't they? Like southern states and California, pretty much winterless, aren't they?
And the only thing
Yeah.
here,
Yeah,
the only thing flying around here is John Miller's sled.
Yeah.
I hope you've dialed in New Zealand and Western Samoa first there, John. We see the new day first,
Well, you get there. I get there first.
Yeah.
Flying vertical.
That's where I begin.
I'll put some milk and cookies out for you.
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip, righto.
Don't you have
Well, I
to
tell you,
go there? John,
What's
What's
that?
that?
don't you have to fly inverted to go to New Zealand?
No, you have to land inverted.
To land inverted.
ooh, that's rough.
All the
That's
toys
hard on the
fall.
reindeer.
Don't worry. The gravity's extra strong down here, so we don't fall off. So you'll be right.
That's funny.
I hadn't heard that one.
Stunt Hangar.
John, is there a guy named like Daniel Ramsey or Daniel something that flies down there? Had a sister named Chloe.
Dan, there's a guy called Dan in the South Island.
Ramsey?
Dan Munro. Dan Munro, I
Yeah,
think.
you don't want to do that. Are you on the website? You're not.
Who, me?
No, he's on the phone.
Oh, he's on the phone. Well, this guy was at the Worlds in France. And I thought he was from your country, but Ramsey, he was a police officer in that country for a long time. He actually walked the mountains, ended up staying with Chris Cox and his wife for a day or two when the weather got bad.
Okay.
Remember that story? I thought he was from your country, but maybe not. I could be wrong.
No, I think there's a Dan Munro from the deep south, New Zealand. He's an excellent
different.
pilot. I think he was at the Nationals too.
I think you're thinking of Dan Rensselaer or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That's close.
Ressinger.
No, Racing was
No.
from Canada, didn't he?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Singer. Yeah, he's up in Canada.
I don't know. I do not have Bob's talent for names.
Yeah. Well, try this one. Elio Squaljavik.
Stepped in what?
Well, that's what you get for going to all those world championships and,
Man, if you ever get the opportunity just to go, there's so many good people all over the world at those. You'd
You
be
ain't
amazed.
kidding.
right there.
You ain't kidding. And the ones you think would be the ones you cannot talk to, they're the ones that'll drag you in and talk for an hour. Just really have a good time. It's amazing.
Most of them want to drink for hours.
Those are the judges.
Right.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I went to this last one hoping to meet Igor Berger. And I saw him. I got within 5 feet of him, but he was busy every time I saw him. So I never did get to speak to him. But
Did
we'll
they
see.
talk to Igor? Anybody here ever talked to him? I know, Mark, you did, right?
I sat with him at the awards dinner, and he's a character.
He's a hoot, man.
You remember the show called Taxi?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
You remember the
Yeah.
character on Taxi named Latka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Igor?
Igor's a little smarter.
But I mean, the voice. I don't think very much. Very high voice and very
He's a
quick.
good dude. That boy's smart too.
Great,
Man,
but
he's smart.
he sounds just like Latka on Taxi.
He does. He
Wow.
does. He was the only
That
judge
was-
who didn't drink coffee.
He
Say
didn't
what?
drink coffee. What does he drink? Tea?
Rum.
Tea. Yeah,
Rum.
maybe just water.
Maybe it was
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
hey,
Nice guy.
good flyer.
Well, I'm hoping to get
Oh man.
I'm hoping to find out when his timer and ESC are going to be available because I need to get a couple of them. I got a couple of planes hanging downstairs that are ready to fly, but I need to get ESC and a timer in them. I did get a bunch of new batteries here when the Black Friday sale was on, and I want to buy a bunch of those cells and try some of those batteries, but we'll see. I haven't done it yet. Oh, by the way, I've forgotten who told me to just call them and tell them to ask them to put the connectors on it. But I did, and the batteries came in, and all 6 of them have the correct
There you go.
connectors on them. So that was very neat.
Thunder Power will do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Hey, Joe, I guess you know that that Matt is moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chicago, right?
Yep.
He's moving.
Chicago
Yeah.
O'Hare.
Yep.
O'Hare?
O'Hare.
Yeah.
O'Hare Tower. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's gonna live somewhere west of that. I don't know where he'll live.
I hope he
Thinking,
likes
dude,
cold
do you
winters.
know how cold it is up there? That little girl from Edmond, woo, she gonna freeze to death up there.
That's one of the coldest
No.
places I ever been, and I've been to Alaska.
I noticed when I moved down from Alaska and I moved into Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, which is about 60 miles north of Green Bay. And
Yeah, that's cold,
that
too.
was as cold as I was up in Alaska,
Wow.
Yeah,
except for one
it's
week in that whole time, 60 below zero. That's
Oh, John, I remember
Well,
going
it's-
through advanced engineer school at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri in the winter.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah.
our first sergeant said, we send people here to get them ready for Korea. No, the other way around. They send people to Korea to get them ready for Fort Leonard Wood.
well, we figured it out. See, there's nothing between Green Bay and the North Pole except a bunch of barbed wire fences.
yeah, yeah, that's about right.
Fort Leonard Wood, the humidity's what bites you there, Mark.
That's
I'm
what
sorry?
gets in- what-
Humidity's
what
up
John's
in
talking
Missouri.
about.
Exactly.
The humidity's what bites you. It's like it is in Tulsa.
It's a dadgum moist, and then it freezes. It's just like ice crystals. It
That's the way it
stings.
is in Green Bay. It's
That's what I mean.
Wisconsin.
That's
You
what I
got
was
the
talking about.
Great Lakes all around you,
Yeah,
and it's pretty humid. I remember we had a hot spell. It got up to 100 degrees one summer, and the humidity was 99 point something. I mean, and you could take a shower, and three towels later, you were still wet.
You can't dry. You can't dry
No.
off.
You can't.
Yeah. You know, if you ever go to Aruba, you go down there and you get wet in the ocean, and you come out of the ocean and you think you're going to dry off with your towel. Well, you can dry you off and you'll feel all right. But you take that towel back to your room and they tell you do not hang the towels out.
They'll never
Well,
dry.
It doesn't. The towel is as dry as wet the next morning as it was the night before when you
It's
hung
a
it
true
out.
story. It's like that in the ocean too. Pensacola, Florida's like that.
Yeah. But Daytona Beach, Florida I thought it was hot. And then they sent me to Miami for a month. And I've never, I was supposed to show up in a 3-piece suit. And I finally had the head engineer of the biggest company that I dealt with come out, and he pulled me aside and he said, I just have one question. Are you trying to kill yourself? I said, what are you talking about? He says, man, ain't nobody below Daytona wears a tie. None of us even own a 3-piece suit. And what in the heck are you doing wearing the full thing? That's
My
the
boss
last time
told
I
me
wore
to.
That's the last time in 3 months I wore a 3-piece suit. Because the man told me, we're all wondering when you're going to keel over. So, because I would sweat like a son of a gun down there. It was awful hot. You take a shower, and by the time you got to your car, you were soaking wet. And that's carrying the vest and jacket and tie. I mean, it was hot. It was awful. I don't know how people live down there. When I got to talking to Les McDonald, after I got to know him a little bit and ask him, got talking and ask him different questions, I said, Les, I just got one question. How do you survive in Southern Florida? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, you always dress so nice. There's no way you can do that. And he said, no. That's at shows. That's not at home. He said, at home, you wear a t-shirt, dress light. He said, it is hot. It is very hot. And
All
I
I
don't know.
know is this: I'm not going north where you can walk on water.
No.
If you can walk on water, it's too dang cold. I'm going south.
Yeah, but you
Well.
got the best, flattest flying field you ever could have.
I've flown on the snow. You got to take sand and throw it out nice. You can stand up.
Look, you can
Yeah.
walk on the water. You can walk on the water in the south too if you know where the rocks are.
Yeah. That's just
But you won't
like
freeze doing it.
That's another old joke, Bob.
that's a very old.
Say-
Tell it. Go ahead and tell it.
No, don't tell it. No.
Punchline's already gone by.
Bob. Yeah.
All right, I don't know if I should show this or not, but
Go ahead.
he left. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Take me a minute. You're talking about how less dresses to stay cool.
No, I've seen Les in all that full set of leathers, but he wasn't trying to stay cool. He was trying to stay alive. The leathers on a motorcycle is not to ride faster. It's in case you fall. Oh, okay. That's Les. There you go. There
What's
you
he
go.
holding? A motor mount?
A propeller.
Oh, I see two of them.
propellers.
Two propellers, sure.
Yeah.
Unless if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Top flights. Top flight propellers.
That's how he got his name, Les.
Love it.
Less is more.
I got to tell
Yeah.
you a story. Again, it gets a little bit close to the edge, and I'll try to clean it up. It's not dirty. At the World Championships in '78, right after the contest, we were all waiting around for the banquet, and we're down in Al Raby's room, and Les is drinking a beer or something, and he passes gas, and he says, "Dang, I should have lit that one." And Raby says, Raby goes, "What do you mean, Les?" He says, "I should have lit it, lit it." He says, "No, what do you mean?" He says, "Bobby, close the curtain. Turn off the..." So he went up, he gets his lighter out, lets it go, and puts the lighter, and the blue flame goes across the room. Reed goes, "Holy!"
He didn't go to college, evidently.
Evidently he didn't. Oh.
That was the first
Oh.
turbine, I think.
It was funny.
I bet.
No, I'm not gonna say it. No.
I don't have a lot
You
of
can take an
outrageous.
orange peel an orange, and then bend it over and get a lighter and flash a light and squeeze that orange peel and shoot that juice on that flame, and it'll make smoke and fire.
Wow.
That acid will burn and make flame. You think, oh man, that's pretty wild.
They're making hamburgers, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Like making hamburgers.
How are your eyebrows?
They're growing back.
Is all you two talk about food? I know the joke. I've heard the story, but wow.
And he
Is
keeps
it true though? That's what I've always wanted to know. Is that
coming
joke
back,
true?
keeps back for dinner.
Bob said, "Do you
Wow.
want it? Do you want it well done?" I thought he meant the hamburger.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Man, I tell
We're
you.
digressing. Paul's
Yeah.
in there looking at us doing something prosperous, and we're digressing.
Yeah, we're getting
We,
deeper and deeper.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Gordy's not on tonight, is he?
No.
No.
I think he's the one that was talking about glue. And was it nitrocellulose adhesive?
Yeah.
And that?
Well, how about that?
That is, and you can get it in a big quantity. I only ordered the 2 ounces, but there's a company that is called Three Rivers Archery out of Indiana, and they sell this in different quantities. So I was like, well,
Isn't that
I think that's
fletching
what everybody's
material?
talking about.
That's what
Fletching.
you
I
glue
hadn't
your
thought about
fletches on
that.
with, I think. Isn't that
Yeah.
fletching material?
Contains acetone, alcohol, ethyl acetate. And I believe that's what you guys were talking about as far
Methylethyl
as the replacement glue. And I
What
heard
do you-
it's a replacement for Android.
I think that's
Oh.
what you glue your fletching on with, Ed.
I think it
There's-
is.
Put your
there's a
fletching on.
product out- Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Fletching
ahead.
and Unox.
Yeah. So anyway,
Fletching and Unox, yeah.
There's a product out there, and it's an Ambroid replacement. It looks like it, it smells like it, and the
And
name
it
I can't
chews
remember.
like it, too.
Yeah. I can't remember the name, but it sounds like Ambroid. So we had.
no,
that
it's the other
discussion.
one I showed. You get it from the Free Flight guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it here somewhere.
Hey, John, hemorrhoid rides with it, but I doubt that's it.
Well, you don't want to be, eating it
No.
off your fingers. No.
Yeah. No, I'm not familiar with
I hate
that.
it when she found that, the little pieces of Ambroid all over the house. I show it off and spit it out,
Sigmund's just as bad.
Yeah, and so is Duco.
Oh, Duco's awful. Golly.
I've been sitting there sanding the Sigmund off my finger since we got on air. I'm pretty good shape now. Got my Sigmund sanded
Well, you
off.
got your little toy out there.
See, you got that little toy Paul was talking about?
Yeah. And then somebody gave up the answer how to make it go the other way.
They're wrong.
Oh yeah?
You just rotate from one side to the other. Abracadabra.
That's what I always did. Just rotate to the other side.
Going in your next,
Huh?
going in your next ship.
Yes, I mess the grandkids all the time. I haven't told them the secret.
You got to say it when you do it.
You gotta say abracadabra.
No, it's hooey.
Abracadabra now. Abracadabra now. Mess with them.
Naughty grandpa. Naughty grandpa.
It's fun stuff.
I think it's
Rascals.
cool.
No, but not
Keep
too
them
many's
wondering.
got one of those.
Keep them in mystery as long as you can, Joe.
Well, we let me share with you what I've been doing with on the tandem design. If he is, make sure I'm up to go in here. Yeah.
Oh,
I like the wing.
there we go.
It's only about
It is
600. Where
I like the shape of it. It's pretty.
it's
And
a
we're right there.
it's a modified. It's a type of elliptical shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very close to a true ellipse. It just has the tip further back. And I'm, for some reason or other, I'm somewhere where I can't see what I got. Hold on a minute. There we go. Yeah, this is the wing that I started out with. That's the one from the Trailblazer, but it's 700 or 655. And this is, with these new tips on it, I estimate it to be right around 630 because I scaled it down. But I wanted to get away from the more boxy wing and something a little more sexy, I guess, is what I'd call it.
Wing.
Anyway, and I brought the tail up to resemble it.
Okay.
So all this stuff will be changed. But anyway, but that's where we're at. So it's going to have the worn truss. I'm getting rid of this. I had it sheeted on the trailing edge or the wingtips right here on the Trailblazer. I'm getting rid of it on this
All
one.
right, that's got it.
Hello?
All right, we'll see if it'll work a little better on Monday. All right, thanks, Sparky.
All righty, there's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Bye.
So anyway, that's what. Any questions? I'll get out of here because he's got.
That's cool.
It'll be
You
just
have to
fine.
turn your volume up or whatever. We can't hear you.
Yeah,
What motors are you putting in there, John?
Figure out how to do that.
Hey,
right
what was
now.
that, John?
What engines are you going to put in there?
2310s or 15s? What one are you using, Bobby? 2310s?
I'm using
Down to the
20
microphone on the
100.
left-hand side.
Using 2310s?
Your
I'm
microphone.
going to use the 23. See, is it
Oh, I see it. Yeah,
the longer of the two? I think it's the
come on.
2320.
Talk to you
There
later.
we go.
2320s?
Right.
Work for it. Can you
Whatever
hear me
Bob's
now?
been using has been
Yes,
working
good
out
night.
good for him.
All right, talk to you later.
It looks
So,
nice, John. Looks very nice.
thank you.
Yeah. I like
Okay,
it.
we got Mike in here.
Hi, Mike.
Mike,
Can
Hang
you hear?
up the phone, Mike. I hung up.
Can you hear us, Mike? I don't think Mike has his mic on.
Yeah, I heard him for a minute.
We can hear him. I don't think he can hear us.
He's got guitars, Bob.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that the other day.
Oh, okay.
We talked the other day.
Mikeless Mike.
Can you see us, Mike? Hear us?
Yeah, I mean, I heard him for a second.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, he hasn't said anything since. He's got to turn up his volume.
Say something, Mike.
Hey, guys.
There you are.
Hey.
I hope you can hear me. I can't hear you. What do I need to look for?
Turn up your volume.
Volume.
Turn up the volume on your computer so you can.
No,
Brand new camera. Where's the volume going to be on this sucker?
Oh, crap.
Speakers. Nope, that's not what I want.
There'll
Let
be
me
a
call
picture of a
again.
speaker.
That's so
There'll be a
I think
picture of
there's
a
a
speaker
master
at the
volume
bottom.
where you would it's on the lower right hand corner.
that's really loud.
We can
this
hear
is
you.
Mike. This is Mike.
Yeah, I can you know, I know that we're coming through on that end. Go down, find your microphone on the left-hand side where it says audio and turn it up.
When I click, come on.
Mine's on the right-hand side at the bottom.
Bottom of the screen, there'll be a
Yeah.
video and a microphone with an up
Okay.
arrow.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, I just had to get to the options here. Select a speaker, select a microphone, leave computer, audio options, test speaker and microphone.
There you go. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Which one? Audio options?
Hey, everybody hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
can you hear us, Mike?
Can you hear us,
Can you
Mike?
hear us, Mike?
Apparently not.
Oh, come on.
It's so frustrating when it's like this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
He's
do
got
at
a
it.
Gibson.
And
Hey guys, he's got a Gibson clock. He's played with guitars for a while.
Say something. Okay, call him one more time.
So should I call him? Or you call
Yeah.
him?
Why don't you call him?
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna mute myself here so I don't.
Okay. Yeah, we hear him.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, it's Bob. Hey, listen, go to the bottom of your screen. You see the thing that says audio?
The microphone symbol?
Yes.
Yeah, click on that.
Okay. Gotta click on it, and then I gotta go to little menu beside it, which I just did.
Go to microphone
And it's giving me
or speakers.
a selection of, menu items, default microphone, select a speaker,
Speaker.
leave computer audio.
Speakers.
Speaker. Okay, let's click on speaker, see what happens here.
Hit test.
All right, I got input level, which I could certainly turn up, and
There you go. Turn it up.
I think I can. Come on.
We hear you good.
We can hear you.
Yeah. No, and this doesn't, when I try to adjust it up, it's just sitting there. It's responding to my voice, but okay. Let's see.
Select a different speaker.
Select a different speaker, he said.
What was in a speaker?
You should have options of speakers there.
You should have options of speakers.
Okay. There's one here.
Hit the
that
default.
says- Okay, test speaker.
There you go.
All right.
Somebody say something, see if he hears us.
It'll
Testing.
play. Testing your speakers.
I'm hearing it just
can
in
you
the
hear
phone,
us?
output level. Well, I don't know.
Does he have speakers or is he on a laptop or?
Bob, tell him to look at the very bottom of his computer, not this screen, but the computer, the little microphone on the right-hand side.
Does he have FaceTime?
Okay.
The bottom of your computer screen, not the and see if you have options there.
Should be a little speaker in the very, very bottom of the whole computer window.
Not the screen board off.
Okay.
There should be a little.
So I've got speakers on.
Okay, well, click on it and turn the volume up.
Okay, now I'm up to 100%.
Good. Testing.
Can you hear us?
Beats, bells, bangles, incense, and
I'm
crash
looking
back.
at this menu screen and not the meeting. Yeah, meeting other screen.
You still can't hear us?
I'm not, like I said, I'm still looking at the menu screen, not the meeting. Okay, I don't want to do that. How do I get back out of here?
Keep playing with it, and we'll, hopefully you'll get to hear us pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll see what I can figure out and then get back
Don't
in,
give
try
up.
it again on Monday if I can't get there.
Don't give up.
All right. Sounds good, Bob. Thanks.
It is so frustrating when that happens.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've been there before.
He's hung up now.
We can sing good.
You can hear him good.
Yes.
Connecting to audio, it says.
Yeah,
There
it does.
There he went.
Can you hear us now?
No, he can't. He's off. Oh well, I spent some time to get him there, at least to where it was at. Anyway,
Did good.
Keep going. He'll mess with it. He'll get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, where were we?
I don't know.
I got something I gotta ask Santa Claus for
What's
Christmas.
that?
You're gonna have to share me.
go ahead and share.
Okay. This is, oops, hang on here a sec. Oop, I don't know if I can do it. There we go.
There
see?
you go.
There you go.
This is the most sophisticated handle I've ever seen in my life.
I'll give you a little secret. If you go to the Stunt Hangar store, Teespring, you can buy that as a shirt.
Yeah, I saw it on.
He ripped me off. Somebody ripped Don off because Don said that's my piece of artwork he gave to me.
Well, Don told me that I could use it for a shirt, so.
Don,
I thought it was cool.
I got the only original piece of artwork.
When it says Don Schultz on it, right?
Yep.
Okay, I called Don when he was alive when I did the Bearcat and that, and I made shirts of that and the Bearcat and the Mustang.
Okay.
So Santa
I
Claus.
like the plumb bob. You got time
Yeah,
to
me
look down
too.
at the plumb bob, see what's going on.
He sent that to me when we were making the True Just handles back around 1974. I sent him a True Just handle, and he sent me that back.
That's so fun.
I still have mine. I got one of the few existing ones I know of.
Oh, I know where a bunch of them are, but I wouldn't fly on them anymore.
Well, I don't
That's
fly
what
on
the
them.
long handle,
Yeah.
long overhand.
You can make them work, but you have to retrim the airplane a different way.
I bet you would.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh man,
This is
Holy mackerel.
this is about a half an hour away from me. The fellow owns all these. He took us for a little tour inside to see what's going on. So
wow.
Look at that spar. Holy mackerel. Spar attach points.
Sea Fury, or is that a?
It's Sea Fury. A Canadian one too. It's a Canadian airplane.
Centaurus,
Kangaroo?
Centaurus engine or replaced with a
I
Pratt?
couldn't tell. Pratt. Usually they got 3350s in them.
Wow. That's
Two
pretty-
row.
I
Got a Kangaroo on the Rondell?
Yep. It's an Aussie.
Aussie airplane. But it's a Canadian registered. There's a zero.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's just getting this done up. The engine isn't the original on this, but the plane is.
E6L, huh?
I'm not sure if this is
No, that's not a
couple of these,
conversion.
only one.
That's a real zero.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the real one.
that's gonna rewrite the book because
It's
if
just
you look
the
up
engine.
zeros, it says
You
there
didn't
are
get-
no real flying examples.
There are, yes, there are, Phil. There's several real flying ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. Wow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful airplane.
Good
That
size
is
plane.
beautiful. It's got the
They're a
single
big
canopy
airplane.
on it too.
Compared
Yeah,
to
it's
the
a real
Zero.
big airplane.
Maybe you got carried away.
This is something that's kind of interesting. On the aileron there, see how there's a plate that comes across the front of it, the top of it,
Yeah.
the joint is. They did this, it's not on the bottom too, it's just on the top, but they did it so the plane would turn faster because it would cause drag one way or the other. So it was kind of interesting.
I would think when you pull that aileron down, that would open that gap and force field the top of that to make it work better.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
when you
it's
give it
the
down,
opposite.
the air goes underneath it and goes across the top and lifts harder.
The opposite would be on the other end, the other side. And it would actually make it tilt, like to turn faster. One way has more drag than the other. That's what it was.
Asymmetrical drag.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting.
Wow.
You can
That's
see
neat.
partly because you can see the hinge point was farther back when you see
Rocks.
but
Good old six.
Ah, there you go.
There you go.
Look at there.
I'm pretty.
this guy owns all these.
That
Yeah.
spinner right there on that six was made in Tulsa, Oklahoma by Marvin Sullinger's company.
They look like brand new right off the assembly line, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's a wooden prop right there, gentlemen. Did you know that?
Is that a Mark 16? It looks like.
I don't know the mark.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
If it's a Merlin, it's a Mark 16.
So it's,
Wow. Oh, there you go.
That's got the two-place canopy on it.
Two-place canopy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that looks so cool too.
That's
plane.
got the paddle blade prop.
It's kind of neat because I'm standing there taking that picture, and about 10 feet behind me, there's windows, and they're gonna have a restaurant there. So when people come in and eat, they can see the planes.
Look at that
Look at that.
floor.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is
that's what I
that
was
the
gonna say. Look at that
The
floor.
airport in Chatham.
I was thinking you
Wow.
could eat off the darn
Oh
floor.
yeah, it's nice.
I would imagine he's got a heated floor.
I'm not
It's
sure.
got heater up top for sure.
They just did the floor with that epoxy stuff, so
It looks like AirTech out of Arkansas. It's epoxy. They actually put a clear on it like a airplane model, you know, a car clear. Paint the floor pearl and then put a clear on it.
Wow.
Double
Whoa,
trouble.
What's
That's a
back in the
five-bladed
corner?
prop.
What's back
Another
in the corner?
Merlin.
It's German
The
something.
Merlin engine right there. A late Merlin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
109.
back.
109
I
right
have
there.
the-
Yeah.
don't have the. I forgot I could get the picture for that one. Thought I had it somewhere, but oh well.
109. Look how little it is compared to the Mustang.
Oh yeah, it's pretty tiny. I was
Real
surprised.
small airplane. Yep.
It was funny,
You
actually,
stand next to that thing
worry
and the
about-
cockpit is about your shoulder height.
He told us there's a little door at the side of the back, near the back, or like halfway back between the wing and the elevator, and they had to get out of a place real quick, so they stuffed 3 guys inside there.
Oh my goodness.
So they were like, it was kind of yeah. Oh well, that's it for now.
That's
Nice.
nice.
That's nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good.
You know that
Like
motor
Mike
that's
made
in
it
that.
back. Can you hear us, Mike? I guess he hasn't got that problem fixed yet.
That motor in that 109, I don't know if it's the same motor or if they just scaled that motor down, but they used it in BMW automobiles.
It wasn't that motor. That was way too big for a BMW automobile.
It's big.
It's the same design. They scaled it down, I guess, to go in the car.
Probably did.
They
But
had
I
a problem. They couldn't get the spark plug out, so they have to send. They're going to send the thing back to Germany somehow. Some in Germany somewhere, and
Oh my gosh. You'd think they'd take a torch and heat that around the outside of that, freeze it with nitrogen and pull that
Yes.
sucker out of there.
I would assume they did that, but
You would think.
We did that with a 426 Hemi to get the plugs out of it.
I was told that a lot of those
Out the
engines at one point were being built by slave labor, and there still were machines so well it'd be difficult to machine them today by hand.
They say the cranks. You know, the Merlin's bit, the Packard built Merlin in America. The British sent us the crank and the camshafts. They wouldn't let that metallurgy away during World War II. All the Packards had a true Rolls Royce cranks and valve train cams.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let the metallurgy out. Sparky's turned over a Merlin one time, didn't you, Spark?
Yeah. Couple times.
What'd you?
Takes two men and a horse to turn it over.
I think the Merlins were hand built too, whatever that meant, compared to the American version.
I don't have any idea about that.
Let me hit the chat here because we got some guys that have been out there in chat. John Sukalak, and I don't know why he hasn't come in, but let's see here. Don Holder says, is that a rear cat? Let's see, wait a minute. Merry Christmas from Old Control Line Pilot. And Tom Creasy says, love the Santa Claus, John. Don Holder says, he's from Battle Creek, Michigan. John Sukalek says, hi, Don Holder. Do you fly Control Line in Grand Rapids? Is that a Bearcat? Yes. I can fly. At home he has 3.5 acres. Balsa B member also. John Sukalak says he has 4.6 acres and he can fly. And he says, cool. Old Control Light Pilot says, let's see, they have ailerons. I think those are called freeze ailerons on the Zero. And I have mostly SO combat and fast combat planes. And you fly at the Air Zoo from John. I have 3 years ago, there was a contest, totaled my Banshee, straight into the concrete. Ouch, me too. Okay, that basically covers the chat up. I see that Paul has made it in here. I didn't notice because I was trying to help Mike. Did you get your Baker's fix, Mike?
That would be enough.
Ground control
That
to
sounds
Mike.
like a negative.
That's a shame.
Ooh, boy, that is about the biggest rubber powered prop I've ever seen there above Paul's head.
Rubber powered, huh?
Yeah, rubber powered.
Yeah, it's just right in front of the camera.
Yeah. The camera's got a broad focus on it.
It's stuck up in the corner there.
Bring it down and show it to us.
90 millimeter CAS handle.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like.
Or is that a 90? That's it.
It's a CAS. It's a
85 millimeter.
Well, I had to open it up a little bit because it was a little small for me. So I had to take the file to it. It's a tight fit though.
Cherish it because there ain't no more.
Well, actually, this is a replica. I hand cut this one and made it.
Oh, great. Are you making them now? Make me one.
Yeah, I'll take two.
I just, I was doing it in my spare time, but
Make the 90 though.
I made it to fit my hand, so I just.
I want the small one.
Or spacing on the lines.
What are the spacings?
Yeah, I said I want to get it a little further.
That's 4.5 there.
Yeah, I'm flying at 6.25.
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 8, 4 and 3/8.
Yeah,
That's on my Shrike.
okay.
But I've tried every kind of handle, and I finally got a hold of one of these, and I'm like, that's what I've been looking for.
Well, if you decide to make those, you let us know and you can sell a bunch of them quick. I'd
Well,
want a 90. I'd want a 90 because I evidently have a bigger hand than you have. But
You can move
I
the, you can attach sliders. It gives you up to like 6.5 inches of line spacing.
And do me
Yeah.
a favor, if you're going to make them, though, make them with 440s instead of 3mm
Yeah, how about it?
440.
bolts.
You
Yeah.
mean here?
Yeah.
All the bolts are metric on the CAS handles.
On the
Well,
cat, the one that's for line adjustments, the 3mm.
yeah, that's a 440, and these are the 256,
Mhm.
and this and the adjustment in there is the 256.
Okay.
That'll work.
Yeah, and I guess it would go. This one would probably
5 inches.
yeah 5 would yeah 4 and 7/8 would probably be as far as I'd want to go. This is the hardest piece to make. Is these little? I'm making it out of that
Lauren.
nylon. Yeah, and I have to hand cut these. These are the
McMaster car, you can buy that stuff.
oh I got a sheet of it, but I'm just saying I have to hand carve it to fit down in there.
No, it's already cut in a T. You can get it from McMaster car.
Oh really?
Yeah, and CAS handles use brass. They're not.
Yeah,
And
I've got a CAS handle.
if you
That's
order
what
from the master car, if you order it now, run to your door because it'll be there by the time you get to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That surprised the heck out of me.
Well, I'm gonna
I
have to
placed
go
a pretty good size order with them. I figured I'll have that in about a week. It showed up on my door, not the next day, but the day after.
Hey,
2
Paul.
days it was there.
Paul, can you hold that up to your camera real close? I'd like to see in the backside.
in the back of it.
Okay.
Just like a CAS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me see the front side where the wires go in.
You just slip in that little knurling stuff there.
So that slides up and down or like back
Yeah,
and
it's
forth.
got a set screw.
Widen them.
Yeah, it's got a set screw right here. You loosen that up, and then you can slide it up and down.
Yeah. Okay. I've never seen one of those. It's different.
Yeah. Is he still selling them?
No.
No.
Oh wow.
Tried to order a dozen of them and I couldn't get them.
Can you adjust the overhang on that too?
Nope.
No.
Not on that. Yeah. He does a hard point. I don't know how the hard points. I was trying to see how those.
Those two
Those are
screws
made.
there. Put your finger on the. Yeah, your thumb was on it. Those two screws there. Can you take them out and slide that forward?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You have to slot them.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't slot them. I mean, yeah, if I wanted to do that, I would probably just drill some more holes and.
Right. That just like Kaz. He has 3 sets of holes.
Yep.
top
Okay.
to bottom.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't want to have a big overhang there, so I just butted them up tight. But I guess I could drill 3 holes there. And what's the advantage of the overhang? I'm still kind of.
You get a hop in the bottom of the turn. It keeps the airplane from hopping if you adjust it out a little bit. That's more like power steering there with it all the way back.
That's a Ferrari. That's the way you want it, in my opinion, right there. If it's hopping, widen the handle out. We ain't gonna move as far.
The other thing you want
Put a
is
little nose weight on it.
the cable doesn't need to be that rigid. You want something thinner cable than that.
Way soft.
Yeah. If you want
Well,
tons of it left from making the True Just handles, I can send you some. It's mil spec and it's really good, but it's thinner than that and much more pliable.
Hey, Bob?
Yeah.
Is to get more feel out of it? Is that why?
Yes.
Okay.
It keeps your control harmony the same. When that wire's stiff, when you pull it, it's not going to feel the same at first as the last because the wire's resisting that. not
right.
letting it turn.
That's right.
You could go with Kevlar.
You could.
I don't know how
Rob,
that. I mean, I'm just squishing this in the back here, so I don't know.
Kaz does it too.
Yeah.
It works.
Okay,
You,
Well, yeah,
you, you
Bob.
might be okay with that. The,
Yep.
Bob,
Do
would you
Rob,
mind
Though,
sending me
make
some
one,
of
make
that?
one where you can get the line spacing out to like 6.5 inches, and then when you set your airplane up, put that on and put a little tiny bit of nose weight in your airplane. You will not believe the difference in how your airplane.
you'll never hop. It'll turn like a tiger.
David Fitzgerald, I lent him one of my Crossfires when he came in to visit, and for a contest, and he said, "Can I change the handle?" I said, "You can do anything you want. Fly it like you stole it." He opened the handle up to like 6.5 inches, added a little bit of nose weight, and I thought he was crazy. Then I flew the airplane. It was the best it ever flew.
Rob,
I like all mine are minimum 4 7/8, 5 most of them.
I tried it up around 6.5. Robbie's almost at 7.
Oh my goodness! You know
Why
Howard's
so
got those
wide?
little jiggers on his where it opens it up.
Why so wide, guys? Why would you go so wide, Rob? 6 inches. Like all the guys I fly with, they all go, oh, you you want to be about 3.5 inches, and I'm like you. I want to go wide because I've got a big mutton fist, and I fly on the tips of my fingers, and I like to use my thumb so I can get plenty of, this sort of stuff.
Anytime the line's inside the frame of your hand, you want the lines for sure the up line above your index finger and the down line below your pinky. It has to be
Yeah.
outside, and otherwise you don't get feel. But the more you open the handle up and add a little bit of nose weight, you're not going to believe how much better the airplane flies and how much better it corners. Everybody who has a little hop after the corner, they think that they have to close the handle spacing down.
You should make it bigger.
Yes.
What's happening is when you have it so close, you have to put so much turn in to get it that by the time you get back to neutral, the airplane's overturned.
See, I don't
Okay.
think I think like Bob, you got to open it up, but that's not what I said about the hop. You got to extend those things out. One hole.
Yeah, when you go to larger spacing, you do have to use a little more overhang. But give it a try. You're not going to believe how good it works. When I flew the airplane, I never went back.
It's for real.
And every handle I have now is at least 6.25 inches, and some of them.
Wow. Have you got one you
Standard.
can show us? Have you got one handy?
Have I got one handy?
Yeah, that you can show us?
Downstairs.
Okay.
Do you have 4-inch bell cranks, Bobby?
I got 4-inch bell cranks.
Yeah, that's what I've got in some of mine.
Hey, Bob, can you send me some of this cable and let me try to swap it out?
Send me your how you wrapping it or are you crimping it?
These are crimped, and then I put heat shrink over them.
Are they crimped with like a Nike press sleeve?
It's Wendy sent me all his crimps and his crimping tool.
It's a Nike press.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the sleeves maybe I'll have to send you some. If you have the tool, I can send you some of the sleeves too. I got a box of sleeves that'll go for the right diameter wire I have. So send me in the chat. Send me your address and everything, and I'll send you out some.
Okay. Well, this is that's the tool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a different kind of tool.
And then he sent me all the
That's a Blue Point pair of wire pliers. That's
Yeah.
what I got
I
them.
don't know.
You want the one that does this.
Yep. So like a figure 8 thing, and it clips it together. And we tried breaking the wire. Tried to see if the crimp would hold. We broke the wire before the crimp would break.
Yeah, this thing, it just kind of does it, I guess, like wire, like you're crimping a steak on a wire.
They're
That
Blue
ain't the
Point,
same.
right?
You might want to look into Nike press.
Those are lineman's pliers that's used for electrical connection, but not where it's going to be pulling and tugging against it.
Need a
That's
switch.
not really the way to do that.
That's right.
That's not the way to do this. Get the crimpers like they're telling you about.
Nike
Looks
press.
like a figure 8, and it's much safer.
Yep.
They slide in there.
See if I can get to the chat here and get that.
Hey guys, this is Mike. Is my voice coming through?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Can you hear us?
Sparky,
Yeah.
my confession for tonight, okay? I didn't turn on the speakers for my computer.
Oh, that's real good.
Hear us
Well
now?
done.
You hear
That's
us?
We've
all,
all done it.
that's
We're
all
about to
it
sign
was.
off. Nice seeing you.
Right.
I thought
Meanie, meanie.
That's
there maybe had to be a little bit of dumb shit in there someplace to even, qualify.
well. Hi, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Bob, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to get on here. I'm glad we finally sort of got this figured out.
I wish you lived closer, Paul. I would like you to fly one of my. If you'd have flown that airplane at King Orange that we had down there, that sucker is just so easy to fly.
Which one are you talking
Which
about?
one is that?
That yellow one, that Venus.
Oh,
I
that
flew at
place.
King Orange. It flies so easy, and I end up moving up on the elevator horn too, where I got, say 20% more elevator than flap, and that made that airplane magic.
Is that the way you got it from Pete? Like that?
No, I changed it up. I kept putting tail weight, and I said, "This ain't gonna work." I so far back on the wing to get the turn I wanted. It's strange to me when you get the CG too far back. It's almost like they'll slide. They don't have any grip in the turn.
Yeah.
You can't stop and unstop them.
I got it, Paul.
Thanks, Bob.
Well,
Well, yeah,
that,
Joe.
that's
Joe,
why
bring
adding
that
that
plane back
nose
next
weight.
year.
So you put more elevator and less flap and get the nose weight back on it. That wing has a place for this. This is my opinion. I'm not Howard Rush, but there's an area on that wing it needs to fly where the lift is. You get outside of that lift area and the wing doesn't act right, and you see more yawing in and out stuff going on that you don't like. That's Joe Gilbert's opinion. I'm not an aerodynamical engineer, but I can feel it in that handle and I can see it.
Well,
Yeah,
bring
center
that plane back
pressure.
to King Orange next year.
Hey, Mike, do me a favor. Turn your computer slightly to your left. I want to see what that ES on the wall looks like.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this.
Just turn the computer.
Yeah. And my whole table will come down.
There you go.
Come on.
Got a 335 or
Oh,
not?
my. Wow.
You
You
get part
got
of it.
That's some stuff right there.
You get part of it in here, okay? All right.
Oh,
So
look at
there's
that.
the wall art.
Do you know why he has that many guitars? Because he can.
Is that a Firebird?
Good reason we have that many airplanes.
Is that a Firebird?
No, it's a Jaguar.
Oh, Jaguar. Okay, yeah.
That's cool.
Next to it, is that a 335 or 350?
It's a 335, 335. The Riviera is a P93.
You got the P90s in it. Yeah. Okay.
So it has three P90s.
Yeah.
And the center one, all it has is
Humbuckers.
a volume control.
Okay. The center one, the last two have humbuckers, right?
Yeah, they all are. But well, no, they're all P90s.
They're all P90s. Okay.
But I'm just saying that the center one just has a volume control. That's all. So
Oh.
you add or subtract it from the other settings as much as you want to dial in different tones.
Is that an Epiphone or a Gibson?
Epiphone.
Yeah. Nice. Back to airplanes.
Outstanding.
I got a question for you guitar players.
What's that?
Why is Stairway to Heaven the forbidden riff?
Because everybody does it. It's just worn out. Just worn out. Just like Smoke on the Water, that's worn out too.
That's,
Well,
that's
you
a
beat
good
me to it. I didn't get it. I didn't get unmuted in
Hey man,
time.
I played that all day, every day. You'd call it forbidden too.
In the 60s, we had two that were forbidden. That was House of the Rising Sun and Wipeout, because everybody had done them so much. We just got sick of playing them.
They're coming back.
Oh, God, no.
at least where I live.
Fortunately.
But I'm out in the desert where it ain't very many people anyway.
Yeah. We played Wipeout so many times that Reed taught me to play it on the drums and I taught him to play it on the guitar, and we'd switch because we just got tired of hearing it. You got tired of playing it. And it wasn't any better. You still heard it. You still had to play it. You just got tired.
We see awards on the wall, or we see airplane awards. You guys did some competition flying? Mike?
Pardon me?
Those awards behind you on the wall, you did some competition flying? It looked like
Oh, my I Love Me wall. Yeah. Yep, over a string of years.
cool.
So,
I like the Gibson clock. I think
Yes.
that's cool.
yes. And the shirt could just as well say, change your lines, you cheap bastard.
There's got to be a backstory on that one.
On
I
the,
mean it.
the
Are you,
shirt,
are you,
Yeah.
are you using Diodario's?
I had some, just some guitar strings that I really, really liked. And they discontinued it, unfortunately. But when I ordered a different set, they recommended they sent me a couple of T-shirts. So that one is way too small. There's no way I can get that on, but I liked what it said, so I went, yeah. I'll just
Using Diodario, using the 1153s. I love them. So
well, I hadn't thought of
What
that.
does it say? I can't quite read it.
Oh, it says change your strings, you cheap bastard.
Spend your money.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Oh,
change, your
me.
lines. Change your lines, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
me.
Change your lines. Does everybody here know Mike Spitalier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He passed away on Valentine's Day. He had a massive heart attack and died in his house. And his wife Karen called me up and she said, "Look, I'm moving to another place, to a smaller place. And I got to get rid of everything." So Robbie and I went down and we got all of Mike's modeling stuff, including his Professor and a bunch of other airplanes, a whole bunch of engines. Ironic because I can't use them, but also some flying line and handles and all kinds of stuff, gas tanks and glow plugs. You guys, unbelievable amount of stuff. Amongst it was a little bag that had in it a Pee Wee 020, brand new. Now, does anybody know what they're going for online?
It's ridiculous.
$75.
How much?
75.
I thought this $275.
And 200 plus.
275.
283 was the highest I saw.
So what is the 010 going for then?
What's that?
What does the 010 go for then?
I have no idea. I have an 020, so I looked, and I couldn't. That was the highest price. The lowest prices were like about $120 or something, and I couldn't believe that these little engines. This is brand new, kind of money.
Take the 010 and put it on your tie tack.
Well, there's one guy that sells a display stand. I think people are putting them on display stands and putting them on their shelf.
And I wish I would have known. I sold one last year at Rodax for $50.
Wow, you got, you could have done better.
Tom Lee used to have that little model airplane on his hat that had a 010 on it.
Sure did. Little ringmaster, wasn't it, Johnny?
Yeah, yeah, it
little
was.
ringmaster, about that big.
Yep, little ringmaster.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lou Rankin had one on a Grim Reaper. Did you fly that, Joe, at the Memphis contest?
No, I did not.
He made a little chloroplast plane. It must have been, I don't know, 7 inches long on 15-foot lines. It would screw you in the ground.
I bet it would.
What was that little 010 airplane we were flying at a brick house contest years back?
That was the Grim Reaper.
Oh.
So you flew it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Remember when I was a kid, Larry Scarinzi, we had a thing called the Panorama at the Union High School in New Jersey. It's back around 58, 59. And it had all kinds of things, choruses and music and dance and everything else. But one of the things was the Union Model Airplane Club, and we flew ROGs off the stage out over the audience back to the stage. And at the end of our thing, Larry would go out there with the Queen Bee, with a little O20, and he'd fly the Queen Bee right off the stage. He'd do wing unders into the orchestra pit.
Well,
It was the hit of the show.
Good gracious.
fun.
I heard about wing unders being done at the hotel in the World Championship.
At
Hanging out the window.
Yeah.
Plymouth Internationals, yeah.
No wonder why I got thrown out.
There were other reasons too. It had to do with a lot of cherry bombs, toilets, and mail chutes.
Oh Lord.
The statute of limitations has run out, and they're both gone anyway. So Larry and Red.
One time
I would like to have known Red, and I'd like to have known Larry a lot better, because the time I got to spend with him, he was such a fun guy.
He's
He
great.
was a mess. Brodex, he liked flying those little, hot rod combat planes. So,
Sure did.
Joe, come here and launch me. So I went out there and they had these lines out, and this is a 15 size fast combat ship thing like they fly now. And I had it, and he tilted it and turned it, put it up, put it down, and did this and did this and did this. And I said, Larry, or you either start that or trade places. One of us is going to fly this airplane. He's all running. But he just messed with it, make me turn it up and down this way. I said, trade places or start it. You choose what you want to do. One of us is going to fly this airplane. He was a mess, boy. Ginger was a good girl, too.
Yes, she was. When I was a little kid, I had a crush on Ginger.
Did you?
Yeah, I sure did.
From the pictures that I saw of Ginger when she was young, I think every guy would have had a crush on Ginger.
She was hot, with the Buster Browns on and everything. She was
There you go.
There's Rinzy's airplane.
At his memorial. That's at his wake.
That's got the 59 and everything. That's his, isn't it?
How long did he spend building that? I couldn't make that out on what your
2 weeks, wasn't it?
I was real fast.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
It's finished with Type 9 dope. It was a chemical company there in Union that made dope from Type 9. And it looks as good today as the day it was finished. And
looks awful good.
Anybody know how many flights are on that airplane?
I thought 4.
No, more than 4.
No, it's less than 10.
No, it's not less than 10. I know
It's less than 20.
17 flights on that airplane. The 17th flight was the last flight at the Nationals in '64. He blew a head gasket. The thing went lean, and he thought he was going to go on overtime. So he ran up as high as he could to get the thing to overheat and seize and land like 4 seconds to go on the clock, and took 3rd place at the Nats with an airplane that was less than 4 weeks old.
17 flights.
17 flights, and that's how it's set since that point in time, with the same engine, with the same blown head gasket.
And they never changed it again.
Nope.
I'll be darned.
I wonder whatever happened as you name it.
Copy of that.
What's that?
Steve Smith has the exact copy of that. Built
Yes,
by Walt Burnell.
Jim Pagani has one too.
Jim Pagani had one.
Let's see. Here's something else. This was in front of his casket. This was what he used to put on the front of his Cadillac BSC.
Yeah.
The lightning bolt.
I remember this.
Oh,
The tin can.
Yes, I've seen that.
How's it here?
He would sign stuff with a lightning bolt. He'd draw a
Look at
lightning
that thing
bolt.
though.
on it.
No IOUs. I mean, he was a character, man.
No.
I remember when
He was such a neat guy. If you met Larry Scarenzi and talked to him for 10 minutes and didn't like him, I don't think I want to mess with you.
Well, I think there was a lot of waitresses that didn't like him.
Well, now waitresses is a different story. I'm talking
They give
modelers.
Monopoly money.
Modelers was he loved modelers, and everybody loved him. It was crazy.
I was at the VSC where Netzaban made a little half-A airplane in the shape of his lightning bolt and presented it to him at the banquet.
I remember that.
Yeah.
He flew it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Nesbitt was a smart guy too.
Yes, he was.
I couldn't figure out that Bearcat they designed. They called it a Bearcat. It looked nothing like a Bearcat warbird. It just, the thing was so fast. It was very hard to judge it because it's like you were judging a combat plane in stunt. It was so darn fast, and Bob Barron could fly it.
That's a galloping ghost there, isn't it?
No, that's a Gay Devil.
Gay
Hey,
Devil, yeah.
okay. Yeah.
That was the first airplane I ever saw do the pattern we fly today. It was in 1958 at Union. I was just a kid and walking around the circle, and he started flying patterns with that airplane, the new pattern. That's the first time I ever saw the pattern we essentially fly today.
What
1958
motor is that? A Fox?
competition.
Almost was like a Fox 59, but that's too little airplane.
Fox
No,
30,
it's 35. It's a
What is it,
35
Bob?
size airplane.
Fox 35.
Fox 35. Okay.
Look at the glow plug. He's still got an alligator clip on it.
Mm-hmm.
2-volt, 1-cell battery.
Good
We
Lord.
used to buy those over on Canal Street. There was a surplus place, and everybody on the East Coast went over there and got the 2-volt 1-cell. So a guy would go over there, a resident of our club would bring back like 50 at a time, and everybody would buy them.
Look at Ginger's
yeah.
Oxford shoes.
Yeah, little Buster Browns, yeah. Yeah.
That's all right. Look over. I was going to say, look over Larry's right shoulder.
That's a high
Biplane's
wing
sitting back
something.
there.
Yeah, what
I thought
was
it was
that?
a biplane.
I thought it was a high wing.
That's a little biplane.
Okay.
See what else do I have here? I have another one of let's see, I gotta go back one. I have one of the little dynamite here, I think. Yeah, hold on. There you go.
There you go.
That's a smaller airplane.
That's the little dynamite. That's a Torpedo 15.
I'll be darned.
She still got the same Buster Browns on.
Yes, sir.
She had red hair, flaming red hair. It was cute.
He told me one time he married her because he dropped a glow plug washer, and she reached down, picked it up, and handed it back to him. He said, "I had to marry her."
That's funny.
Found that washer.
Uh,
Good troops.
Here's one that's really cool. This is Red Reinhardt hamming it up with Ginger at a contest.
Two redheads.
Yeah, two redheads.
Anybody else there we might know?
I don't know the rest of the people there. This was a contest, I think, at Warrenaco Park, or maybe it was at Far Hills. I'm not sure which. Maybe Far Hills. But yeah, that goes back a ways.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
It is fun stuff. And here's another picture. It's cool. I think it's cool. This is Red with his girlfriend, Joyce Malcolmus. And who do you think that little kid is hugging Joyce?
Red-headed, probably Bob.
That's me.
You stinker.
Yeah.
Look where he's got a little. Oh, never mind.
Look where his head is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
look at-
thinking about grabbing her by the rear end, but he's too chicken. I better not do this. I better not do this.
She was really nice. They didn't get married though. He married another lady, but she was nice. Well,
I like old pictures like that.
yeah,
Memories. Good memories is what that is.
box of slides that my dad had taken back in that era, and I bought a little digitizer, and I started digitizing them and sharing them. So, I've said this before. On the channel, anybody that wants my entire photo collection, I put it all in one folder, and if you send me a thumb drive that's at least 5 gigabytes, I can send you back well over 1,000 photos. I think Gary, you have that, don't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you gone through it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff in there.
Wow. 5,000 pictures. That'd take you a while just to go through.
A lot of them are construction shots, you know.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from looking at your construction shots.
Well, you know why I did that? I painted the benches blue so the balsa would show up well on there for the videos that I did. But when I got to doing stunt news for 12 years there, finding material was like pulling teeth. And every month I'd have a hole in the magazine, whether it be 2 or 3 pages or even 10 or 12 pages. I'd have to fill before it could go out because I had to have 100 pages. And so what I did was I took to taking pictures of every last step of everything I did, so that when I needed a how-to, I could take a section of something I was working on, make a how-to out of it, write an article, send the pictures to Liz, and she'd lay it out within 20 minutes, and we'd have the hole filled. And that's how we did that.
I'll be
for a while.
darned. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was scary sometimes.
It's beneficial to build with other people because they know stuff you don't know.
Yeah.
At least go into Oliver's and build with him.
Yeah.
You learn things. Oh,
John-
that's a better way. Oh, that's a better way. You
Yeah,
know.
John's a good builder.
That's what I used to tell Jim Lynch. I wished I knew everything he's forgotten about building. And
Boy, isn't that the truth?
Yeah, he was a good
He was one wonderful guy.
Mama Joe still
Uh-oh. I see Helmet Boy's back.
Since an airplane is doing 9/11, it's gonna hit the South Tower. No, no.
This is your
It's
brain on
9/11.
Hey, Helmet Head, did your mother have any children that lived?
How you doing? The airplane.
Now, guys, you're doing an absolute moron. Must be a combat flyer. He's got that helmet on, you know.
Yeah,
Bob, I think I found my replacement.
I thought it was by the intelligence show.
I think he needs a
Oh,
little
Lord.
bit of tinfoil in his hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, needs an extra layer. Sure enough. Oh, me.
What's up, Nick?
He came up to the house and he was not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And I'm working on an airplane and he says, "Hey, Rob, you got any balsa wood?" And I said, "Yeah, there's in a box over there. Take some." He's carving. He says, "Hey, Rob, you got any paint?" I said, "Yeah, there's dope over there, paint." I said, "You got a rubber band?" I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm making a helmet for Jules, the snake. I'm making a helmet for Jules." So we put this little helmet on the snake, little pink helmet. And we got on our bikes and we're going back down to Westwood, New Jersey. We're riding right through the center of Westwood, and all of a sudden we hear, a cop pulls us over. He has a snake wrapped around his neck, riding through Westwood. The cop comes up and he says, "What the heck are you doing?" He said, "You have a snake." Bleach goes, "You got a helmet."
John Wayne had a saying. Its saying was, "Life's tough. It's tougher if you're stupid."
Yeah.
Mercy.
Oh,
Goodness
God,
gracious.
God.
A
one of my favorite saying is, "You can educate ignorance. You can't do a darn thing with stupid."
Oh my goodness.
Hey guys, I shot off. I had to go places for a few minutes, and I bought this out a while back, talking about handles. that's one of my favorites. It's only made of plywood, and I've got a bit of hot glue here for my thumb because I tend to fly like that.
Yeah,
And,
it's kind of the way I fly.
That's
about a mil apart or more. So I quite like that handle because it gives me a bit of sort of thing you're looking for, Bob. I think I might try a bigger handle too after listening to you guys. There's another one. I haven't flown with it yet, but I'm going to give it a go.
It looks like brass knuckles. If you don't like the score you get, you just gonna beat the crap out of the judge with it.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I like the
Judges
thumb up
better
there.
watch out.
Thank you.
John, remind me not to judge at any of your contests.
Boy,
I'm
the
telling you.
judges are always right, no matter what you think.
That's right. They're right if
Leave
they're
them
wrong.
alone. Leave them alone. They're always right.
Yeah.
Right even if they're wrong.
Well, judges watch with a critical eye. Occasionally, they've been known to use both eyes, but it's rare.
Oh,
I can say that now because
oh,
I'm not flying in front of judges.
Oh my goodness.
oh,
Uh,
oh, me.
it's a great game we play with a lot of great people.
That's the truth. This took me way too long to figure out it's the people, not the trophies.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You go back, even though I've just been playing for 20 years. There's a lot of nice people I've met. Goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah.
Lot.
Yeah. A lot of nice people.
Bob been flying for 60 years or more.
I've been flying 75 and a half years.
My goodness.
What? What did you start when you were 2?
Less than 2.
I wasn't
He
flying
won his first contest before he was 2.
Contest at 22 months of age.
Wow.
And you don't think so.
No, I remember the picture, your dad holding you.
Well, I don't remember that picture, but
well, I thought that wasn't you. It wasn't you that your dad was holding you.
You're thinking of is this picture.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to shoot through.
Take care, John.
You take care of yourself.
Yeah, we'll see you on Monday.
That's it.
There he is. Trophy and all.
Oh, look at that.
Got an Acme tank.
Wow.
Is that a Gilbert engine?
I think it's an Atwood.
Atwood, okay.
Yeah. It's a little tester thing with an Atwood. That was in 1949.
My
Good
goodness.
grief.
Mark McRiley brought out a half A in a bubble wrap. It was a little half A. And it's a bubble wrap. They had Mustangs, 109 Focke-Wulfs in this series. And I think it was a tester's plastic model. And right on the package, it said fly it on 15-foot lines.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how fast that rascal is going to be on 15-foot lines? You don't need an engine. Just sling it.
Hey, we had a guy show up at Huntersville one time with a PWO-10 airplane. It was only maybe 6-7 inches of wingspan. And he just flew it around in a circle. It wasn't on the circle. He flew over there right at the building. It's just a roof, but anyway. And spun around that thing. I mean, it's spinning around like crazy. And when it ran out of fuel, all he had to do was hold his arm up and keep it from hitting the ground. Man, when he got that thing on the ground, he was clapping and dancing. You'd think he'd put in a 500-point score flight. Some people do get excited.
Yeah.
I actually remember flying on what was it that the Monaco guys, not Monaco, the monoline guys.
Monoline?
Stanzel had a whip. It's a whip, kind of looked like a whip with a stick, a jerk line or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
you had no control. System. You just raised it. It's like a fishing bowl.
Right,
you raise it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one.
He was actually flying this one, but I don't think the guy was quite all there anyway. But man, he had the biggest time when that thing flew. He was so proud of himself.
Yeah.
Here's one when I was pretty old.
That's a nice model.
The Vico Sioux.
Yep.
Wow, that's cool.
Did you build that?
I worked on, my father and I worked on it together. He would not build it when I wasn't there working with him. He wouldn't work on it. So I had
That's good. He trained you well.
He trained me right from the beginning. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
Did your brother fly bomb?
He did. Matter of fact, he flew at the 53 Nationals in combat. Didn't do anything, but he flew in there.
It don't matter if you do anything as long as you have fun.
Well, I mean, he didn't win anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's something else that took me a long time to learn. As long as you're having fun.
Piece of the metal from an erector set. They called it the flying erector set, and they disqualified him. They wouldn't let him fly it in competition.
Oh shoot!
was unsafe. They said there was too much metal in it. You know.
Some of the stuff that's flown around here, I'm I wonder how it was allowed to fly.
I got a picture of my brother actually. Let's see if I can find that. Not that it matters.
Oh.
Was that a contest in New Jersey? Oh, here he is. That's my brother.
Yakety yak.
Yeah.
Yakety yak yak.
When I was a little boy, Mama flew and she built a yak and she made her some pink dope and painted it pink. And she was the first one to ever put vortex stuff on an airplane. She put not pinking tape, lace. She put a 1/2 inch of lace on the leading edge of the airplane, top and bottom, and on the tail lace. We wouldn't touch it. Nobody flew that airplane but her.
But he acted like a turbulator.
Yeah, she had the first turbulators. That
Yeah.
back in 1967.
Trip tape.
Turbulators.
Trip tape. Yeah. Yeah.
Lace. She got her lace and put lace on it. She sure did. I've flown lots of airplanes with paisley scarf material for covering.
Oh.
Covered. Big Daddy get one of her scarves and we ain't got time to paint it. We got to fly this thing. You know, we'd go fly it.
Silk scarves, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, silk scarves, absolutely.
Silk scarves are cheaper than buying silk.
In those days, it probably was, absolutely. Daddy'd go to May's hobby shop, and it'd be 3 or 4 shoestrings or whatever he wanted. Get all those kits down, mate. He'd just go weigh them all. And then he'd buy the lightest box. That's what he'd build. That's what he'd build.
I remember buying blue silk to cover my combat plane with. Sure was pretty blue. I couldn't fly it worth a dang, but it sure was pretty blue.
Are we in the now? Or is this still leave?
No, no, it's not the after party, but I'm going to do that. Is Paul still on here?
No.
Okay, Gary, it's up to you.
Okay.
We're going to make Gary the host. Let me sign off on YouTube. I appreciate you guys watching. Even though we had Helmet Head in here.
Yeah.
That shit happens. I guess he likes us.
Comic relief.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for all your help, Sparky.
Hey, no problem.
You know,
got pretty frustrating there at the end.
yeah, we'll get it there. I'm going to practice.
You did well.
Yeah.
I'll play with it over the weekend and make sure I can navigate through those web addresses without any problem, and then it should be good to go on Monday.
Hey, we did get a couple super chats. I guess Helmet Head is good for super chats. They did the same darn thing again.
Hey,
yeah, he did.
Mike, just so Mike knows, Mike, we have a thing called the after party, so you can, and now it's just not going to show on YouTube, you know.
Okay.
And we could say funny things and weird things.
Yeah, we can say things that show pictures we couldn't show before.
Oh no, we're not.
Like that one of Les. I expected to get a phone call from Les.
I'll do that.
Let me then end the stream. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for the super chat, Helmet Head and crew. We appreciate that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Fair winds, tight lines. See you.
Good night.
Good night, Sparky.
Good night, people.
Okay, we're off of YouTube. We're on the after party.